You should be able to hear us now. Yay! I think.
Hello.
Good
Hello.
morning, everybody.
Hello.
You may notice I sound a little weird because I was yelling. I've done so much talking this week and so much yelling in loud spaces, so my voice is not hanging on extremely well.
But you had to yell because you did your first multiple live tarot readings at Lionsgate for Roots. I'm so proud for you for that.
Fun.
It was too loud. But how was that? You did quite well. You were the only one with a line waiting.
I was.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
We were booked the whole night. It was crazy.
That was really good. Very successful event. Acoustics and space could have been managed better, but
That part was terrible. It was so loud I had to scream to get over everybody's voice, but I ended up doing about, I think, 8 or 9 reads. So
maybe they could have it like at a little community center or something next time.
Yeah, I think I ended up doing 7 as part of the program, and then I stayed late and did 2 more that people had asked for but didn't have money to pay. I think most of you know I don't like to charge, but since there were 2 other readers there who didn't have a late line, just for the record. But since they charged, I couldn't not charge because then it would be unfair to them. Because you know, if people are doing it for money, I don't have a problem with it. But I'm not going to be the free one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I charged what they charged, and then we're donating the money. I made $160.
Fuck yeah, bro.
So we're gonna donate that to the No Kill Veterinary Animal Shelter and Vet that's here in Cape Coral at the recommendation of Danelle.
That's fun. Maybe we should do more little stuff like that and to donate this stuff.
I mean, it's only $160, but
Hey.
you know, it's something.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And I really enjoyed that. I thought that was really nice. So, let's see if our multi-view is gonna work properly. All right, so we've made a lot of changes to our video and how all that stuff works
So
too.
cool. I feel like sick.
So we should. I feel like we're expensive now.
I feel like we're actually like relevant. It's cool.
Oh, I don't think we're relevant still.
We are relevant. Turn your
Yeah.
rants and can'ts into reps.
So-
We'll do that later.
So yeah, it was very fun. We had a good time. I'm just going back and make sure I said hi, everybody. Hi, Mama Dragon. Perfect
Mama
Stranger.
D.
Welcome, Ben.
PW.
Benja.
Ben. I gotta download Valheim today. Ben.
I know I just saw Hootless talking in the Discord, so we'll see Hootless in a minute.
Hootless.
But thank you guys for joining. Like I said, it's gonna sound a little funny, but I had fun. We did 5 different decks. I let people choose their deck and then kind of work through it. And I did just like a themed read, which is you pull 3 cards to set 3 themes, and then you talk through those themes. It lends itself better to that kind of a thing, that kind of an event. I don't like doing incredibly personal reads at those events, like a Celtic Cross or something in real detail, because there's just so many people that are like in your space, and it was.
Too much
There had to have
energy.
been at least probably over a couple hundred people filter through, maybe 60 at any given time. It was
Yeah,
busy.
it was busy. Hope they did well. The Roots.
Yeah, me too. So, oh, you know what else I needed to do? My apologies. I need to drop the sound a little bit. I forgot the music was up all the way. So hopefully that's a little bit better. Not too loud or too quiet. But yeah, so might as well get our transition going here. You can see we made some changes. I'm excited about that too. We got all of our video cameras working now.
Do we need to buy another one?
I know we do need to replace
Like
this
to
one.
put one up there and one up there and maybe one there. I don't know. Or one from behind and one like. From
You
there.
can handle all of that if you want
I
to.
want
Good
it.
for you.
I want to
Make it happen.
Do it right and do it. Have the day you deserve, bitches.
So, yeah, it was a blast. I had a lot of fun. But anyway, oh, that's what I was saying. Oh, we made some camera changes, so our look should be even a little bit better. We fixed the lighting, we fixed the angle. It's a little bit lower, and I can see a little bit more of our mess, but it is what it is. I feel like we're centered better. Even though our table is a complete pigsty, just ignore all this stuff here.
Hootless.
Hey, good morning.
Hootless.
And our light should be a little bit better.
Asmodeus. Rock me Asmodeus. That's preparing.
So I'm gonna ask you guys, what are y'all reading, doing, learning, teaching, showing, being shown?
Reading, doing, teaching, learning.
If I'm not mistaken,
let me get my books.
This Tuesday should be our. I don't know if this should be the second Tuesday, right? Are we book clubbing? I think. Let me just double check. Yes, we are book clubbing the 11th. Ma Petite says she needs something, but she's gonna have to shut up.
La Petite.
She's so demanding. Thank you. I know you. Rooks is awesome too, but I have my samurai shirt from Cyberpunk 2. So, if you don't know what this is Johnny Silverhand's band. But yeah, so from a reader's perspective, let's look at our bookies. The Way of Hermes. Ma, shut up.
Silence, s'il vous plaît, maintenant.
So as you know, I'm slowly working through this. I went through another couple pages this week. Very interesting. Talk about mortality and what is and is not part of the cosmos. So that was super cool. As you guys know, whenever I hear about a book, I pretty much have to buy it for the library. So Firefall's now in my library. So this is on the list to read. I love the idea. So I'm a big fan of space operas. My favorite is the Expanse novels. So if you have not read them, I highly recommend them. James Holden, Captain, is a really cool story. Lots of books. It took me a good 10 years to get through them all because I think there's probably 9 or 10 books and some mid stories. So it's really cool. Love that book. Super good. But so Firefall's going to be cool. Dune's on my list too, but I think I'm going to do Firefall first. But before I do, I'm finishing my Duck and Covers. I think I've got 2 more after this one. This is Crossroads of the Apocalypse. So this is a little different than my normal book, right? It's post-apocalypse. I love post-apocalypse games. But I don't really read books about them, so it's very nice to have this book and to read it. And then I got back into playing a little bit of Valheim, which has been very fun. Ma, you better shut your trap. You're going to get locked up in the back. Might have to feed her.
Ma petite. Okay, I will have to go my books.
She might not shut up. She's a little demanding. Yeah. Well, I have it. I've never seen any of shows, movies, anything about it. I know nothing about it except what a few people have told me. I prefer it that way.
Hello, my petite.
So yeah, I've got that going on. And then, of course, Esperanto. I'm doing my Duolingo every day, and every week I'm working in the workbook. I am having a hard time with a couple of their prefixes and suffix processes because the way Duolingo trains it is very weird. So it's messing me up, so I'm going back to the book to do a little bit better. Like the difference between amikoi and gay amikoi. Both of them mean the exact same thing, except one denotes that one of the friends is of differing genders. Like, who cares? And when I look into the Reddits and the posts about Esperanto, they're like, yeah, we don't do that anymore. Like, we've kind of stopped using that. It's not as important. Like grandparents, you can say avino or gay avino to denote you have one male, one female grandparent. So not using it, does that mean that they're gay? No. You know, it's really dumb, in my opinion. And maybe it's my newness to the language. But, and then I want to get back into my class. I need to finish that class. Thomas Francis. But anyway, that's what I'm working through. If you want to talk about yours, I'll go get her some food so she can shut up.
La petite. All right. So I am reading. I wanted to find an author who was similar to Mitch Albom. They say this guy is Frederick Bachman. So I'm reading a book, my first book by him, called My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry. He's so far way more verbose than Mitch Albom was. I don't know. I'll have to tell you when I finish it. I'm a little over halfway through. So, my grandmother asked me to tell you she's sorry. That sounds like an Amelia Bedelia book. All right. Then I'm reading the book that Paranormal recommended, the nasty book called For the Fins by Nyla K. It's interesting. It's pretty good so far. So we'll see. I'm keeping up with that. And I'm reading oh, Why Me? The Brain on Tilt, and it goes over different mental health diagnoses and how they're very treatable and kind of addresses some of the stigmatisms or stereotypes about mental illness. So it's a shorter book, but it's pretty interesting. Right, that's just what I'm reading, and I'm studying my Black Rose, and I need to study my Thomas Francis. Although I haven't really been active in my Black Rose, I need to take time to do some of that.
Did you stop your meetings with what's his name?
No, it's about time to schedule another one, but I haven't done the work. I need to do some of the work.
Well,
which would be helpful, right?
Well, I'm gonna go over here.
Hey, Chakala Pasha. So what are we talking about today?
I'm just gonna catch back up with chat. Perfect Stranger, so much 100% yes. There was so much energy in that room. Like, my reads were not quite as spot on to me as they feel like they usually are, but I got really good compliments, which was nice. And I know people also feel bad, so there was one or two they're like, I don't know what this is really saying to me, because I read extremely fast too, which is something I have to work on. Like, I spit it out real fast, and I can leave people in the dust because it just all comes out together. So Dune, top 5 ever read books. Good to know. That one is right on my table. Firefall sounds right up my alley, so I'm excited about that. You know what's funny is I still haven't finished The Expanse. I'm on the very last book, and it's a slow burn for me for some reason.
When you're done, I'd like to watch the little mini series or whatever it was.
I have the Blu-rays. I bought the set.
That'd be cool.
But I have to finish the last book before I'll let myself do it. Cosmic Horror, more from a YouTube channel I watch, is me reading ends with me sleep. Yeah, yes. McBaldley channel. Yeah, I watched that video yesterday. I have a couple I'm gonna put on my list to watch. You know, my watch later this week, since I am traveling out of town. We're heading to Cleveland this week. Cleveland, or well, technically Akron and Miami's birth, but
are we in trouble if I say fingering?
No.
We're talking about sex. Some paranormal. I'm on the part of the book where the brothers just dually fingered that Freddie or whoever she is, the friend, Frankie. That was kind of weird, to be honest, but
he's bi.
But I mean, it was interesting. So
Avi.
Avi's bi, or the other one?
Avi.
But it's interesting. So I mean, it's definitely good. So we'll see. I'm gonna finish through.
Yeah, when Hootless, I didn't even realize they had a price. I got this thing 10 years ago, maybe. It's been a long time. It's a system that you can put anybody's birth date, location, stuff in. It tells you exactly where the star charts. But I mean, you can get them actually for free too, online. But I like the sciencey stuff. It was very fun. So. Did you do your books?
Yeah, I did.
I like this going back and forth. It's getting used to it, but I'm figuring it out.
Oh, and I'm working on my ketamine therapy, which is going pretty well for me. And
I skipped it this week.
Yeah, probably a good thing. And every week you have like a journey to go down. And yesterday, it was focused on turning your rants and can'ts into strengthening your reps. So like turning your negatives, pushing and releasing those away, and working on positive things you can work on and strengthening that. So that's what will be my focus this week. Releasing my cants and rants, and strengthening my reps. Okay, Bubba, did you get a pepperoni?
No.
Oh. I want one. I smell it.
I don't have any pepperoni.
Give me one. Or a pepper. A banana pepper. I want either one, please.
I don't have banana pepper.
Yeah. What do you have?
That is too cool. I wish I had the knowledge to do stuff like that. That's super cool.
Pee pee, mama? You pee pee? Fuck you.
Yeah, no, that's so true. Oh, every time I go to talk, my throat feels junky.
Hi, SL. It's probably not even the right initials, but hello, S. Rook's antics. I like your girlfriend. She's cool and
I
nice
agree.
and fun and smart.
Antics is the nice way to put it. You should have to deal with it every day.
It's
Not as much fun.
I'm hyper, but I'm leveled. I'm a leveled hyper now with my medication.
I'll answer that question for you when it's time.
Do you think I'm ready to discontinue all other meds except for the ketamine?
Yeah, I'm learning. I just realized our table's a little bit off center. We're gonna fix that because it's gonna bother me in the future. Our chairs aren't centered perfectly in the video. Do you notice that?
I did not notice.
I'm closer to the window.
My brain doesn't work like that. It's not observant.
So what's the topic today?
We got a few, and looking over the threads, not threads, the chat tavern over the past week.
Discord.
We've got a few. So to combine it, it's the focuses today: Moody humans, broken things, and what planet are we from? Or planets.
Planetoid.
Welcome to another Sunday Ember Circle.
Kiom Planetoid. Oh, what would be Chuvi Venus de Planetoid? From which planet do you come?
Yeah. Chuvi Planetoid. What energy are we bringing into the circle today? Anything strange, frustrating, or synchronistic happened last week? Because sometimes life feels profound, sometimes the washing machine breaks, sometimes both happen on the same day. Anything weird, synchronistic, or profound happen this past week? Then we're going to go into moody people. Then weird. Yeah, well, I gave notice on my job this week, and that was just a whole weird 8-month experience I could write a book about, but that was kind of different. What about for you, Mystics?
I'm trying to think if there was any
Salann?
synchronicities.
Synchronicity.
I don't know. There were some, and I remember because they were in conversations that I was having with people. The insomnia issue was that was a really rough thing, but I mean, to me, it was a sign. There's energy, like I'm having some energy mismatches right now that I need to figure out. It's one of the reasons, I think I've talked before, I'm not huge on astrology much. I do like it. I enjoy it. I have some really cool books on it, and I do have the ephemeris, and I know my own natal chart. And I've tried to do natal charts for other people, but it takes me like hours and hours and hours and hours to do it. It's a lot. Morning, Maeve. It's a lot.
Maeve.
But I think it's neat and fun, and I want to know more about it. But I do feel like there's some energy mismatches going on this week. I think a lot of people felt it. Like, just things aren't quite right. That was a repeat theme in my reads last night too. Was things aren't great, but things aren't bad, and there's just this feeling of stillness, stuckedness in the cosmovisions or prismavisions. I get them backwards. one of the cards that he has added in is the sleeping ship. And when I hear the sleeping ship, I think of the ghost story about that ship that was going, but there was no people on it. First, then nobody knows what happened. But I also think about being out on a large ship in the middle of the water where the water is so still you can see your reflection. And how does that reflect on us spiritually? So that was a common theme. And I guess strange thing that has been coming up a lot is this idea of reflection, but in different ways. I am absolutely feeling the need to go into a reflective stage at the moment. Like, that's huge for me at the moment. Like, I'm really feeling the Hermit and the Hierophant kind of coming together, which are an odd couple. And I think a lot of people are kind of feeling that energy. I'd love to hear what that might mean or be or say in the world of astrology, if anybody has anything to share where we are right now, because that stuff I'm not really good at. So I forgot to bring up my Luna because I'm going to hit that too.
Thank you, Hootless. The good thing is that my old boss had reached out to me, weirdly enough, and I almost didn't answer the phone before I did that. And we talked for about right under an hour, about 45 minutes, and he has welcomed me back along with several people in my prior company, so I'm excited. I'll be all right, and I look forward to going somewhere where I am supported and valued.
Yeah, and hopefully this relationship with you-know-who will be a better one. If you can't give people the opportunity to change, I can expect them to give you the opportunity to change, you know?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think it will. I've heard a lot of good things about him.
Yeah.
How he's managing.
Speaking of moon stuff, at least from the moon perspective, we are getting ready to head into a new moon. We're currently in a waning crescent, so we're getting a really small sliver. And then we'll be a new moon on August 12th, which is what?
That is
Wednesday?
Today's
10, 11, 12. Yeah, Wednesday.
Today is
9th.
Oh, 9th. Wow. It was later than that.
So Wednesday will be a new moon.
Ketamine
Obviously,
threw me ahead.
a good time to initiate sparks of things, and it'll be in Leo. So again, getting those passion projects ready, organized, and ready to go. That's gonna be a good day. I know I'm gonna be doing some little rituals myself there. When it comes to that, I want to get a shortcut to this button.
Yeah.
Figure out how to do that. And get a little Steam Deck that we can hit buttons on instead of having to do all that stuff.
Pretty cool. Yes, definitely a fresh start. People have already reached out to me, very welcoming. It's good feeling. It was a lot of psychological
cuntiness.
Yeah, and manipulation that just was, I don't understand. And no offense to anybody, but I find that I work better mostly with reporting to men than women too. Women just seem at times, at least higher up, to have this need to be extra because I don't know why. But I've had problems with most of the women I've worked with, so.
Yeah. What about you guys? Any synchronicities this week? Any repeat themes? Any funny, frustrating, weird stuff?
Moody Boochu. Moody Boochu is moody people.
Sometimes life feels profound. Sometimes the washing machine breaks. Sometimes both happen on the same day.
Oh, it like seems. Why is all this happening at once? Right? Oh, of course that could be because of our negativity bias, and we focus on the negative and put them together. But also, just some things happen. Unfortunately, and it's like.
Sometimes it just happens.
Sometimes all at once.
Yeah, I do find that sometimes, as humans, we look for patterns, which is a normal thing to do. But sometimes I feel like I'm searching and making a pattern when there isn't one. So I'm trying to be really careful, about not. I do believe that nothing happens on accident, but I do believe also that some things do just happen, not on accident per se, but just occurrences occur. So synchronicities to me are extremely important, but they do have some little teeny bit of wiggle room in there to say, maybe these two things aren't related, and I shouldn't be looking for something where there is nothing. That tends to get me in a little bit of trouble. The energy is definitely weird. Hootless has noticed a lot of people trying to get a rise. Yeah. Why is that? Same thing for me. Like I don't want to talk too much about my boss. I love my boss. I just want to say that if she ever sees this video,
You do love her.
I love her to death.
And I love your
she's
boss,
amazing.
too.
She's just really, she really is great. But there are moments when I just get the feeling that I'm doing such a terrible job.
With some kratom?
Based on what I'm hearing, and I think I'm internalizing a lot of it.
You like kratom?
But it almost feels like people are trying to get me to say something sometimes. Like, I don't know. It's messy.
Mama.
Perfect Stranger has been stuck in his own chaos the last 2 weeks or so.
Happenings be happening. I like that.
Happenings be happening.
And bitches ain't shit, and they ain't saying nothing.
Bitches be bitching.
Just can't tell you nothing.
Some people are just manipulative and want to humiliate others. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. And what's really weird that I try to really consider is what if, and this is what makes me, I think, a little bit naive, but what if these individuals are manipulative? Doesn't take this thing out that that's wrong, they shouldn't do that, but a lot of it is their own insecurities, and
yeah,
I can be mad at it and not put myself through it, but I also can be empathetic to that they have it. Like, even with her, like, I have no desire to be around that, but some empathy for somebody that feels the need to be that way all the time. That's gotta suck.
What happened, or what's going on there?
Doesn't mean we have to deal with it or should subject ourselves to it, but it does still make you think, like, what? Like, why do you feel the need to prove yourself? Who hurt you?
Mm-hmm.
I say that, and same thing with Charlotte. In the end, I like Charlotte. I'd love to hang out with her. I don't know that I want to work out with Charlotte. If you watching, I don't think I'd want to hang out with you.
What you mean?
Like work with for you, I mean, but I would love to hang out with you and talk to you because she's a smart woman.
Yeah.
But I feel like she always felt like she had so much more to prove, and she probably did for her whole life, probably still does. But for us, we didn't need that. She didn't have to prove herself to us, but she did so hard. I think it made things worse.
Yeah.
And I think that happens a lot. And that's part of the patriarchy and the way things are set up. Which is not good. We've created that system. In other words, it's not a good place to be. So it's unfortunate that it exists because we created it. But yeah, Perfect Stranger, I do that a lot. Like, looking for one more something else. When you did shadow work, it was shit. Shit diving, looking for more when I had shit to work. Yeah, I do that too. I'll be like, ooh, I need to work on this. I definitely need to work. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're still working on that, and you haven't got through it yet. I definitely skip a little too quick by my own judgment. Oh yeah, and Hootless, I think I feel like those are two of my big words for myself internally. Those are some of my negative words for myself. Is I can be very hypocritical, and I can also be very I just forgot the other word. What's the other one that the imposter syndrome thing? But I don't judge myself too harshly on the hypocritical stuff. I'm like, because it's a behavior that I am identifying, and when other people point it out, I can address it. But I do think we tend to use hypocrite too much. Maybe we have a hypocritical behavior or action. But I think to actually be a hypocrite, like, you have to be like, has to be all the time, everything, right? And I know that's not what you're saying. I'm just kind of throwing that out there since we're having that conversation. But yeah, that whole hypocritic thing is we do that. It's easy to I tell you all the time, look, I think I'm a really good life coach. I can point out stuff in anybody, and as soon as it comes out of my mouth, I'm in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, you do this fucking shit, dude. Who are you to tell this person? There's the imposter syndrome. I'm like, but I'm good at pointing it out. I'm good at the conversation. I'm good at talking to people about that stuff and getting them to think about how they want to do the next thing in their life and leaving it open. So, if you didn't know, my very first job I ever wanted to be when I was young was a marine biologist. And that's what I went to Old Dominion University for. But there was no classes. So I switched to psychology. I really wanted to be a therapist. And the reason I did is because I watched a video on all the wars in, like, Bosnia and all the different things that happened out there, and there was this kid standing in his school that was just rubble and open to air. And he opens a locker and he said, "This is the locker that me and my friends cowered in and hid from the guys, the military who came and killed everybody, but they pulled him out and shot him and then put him back in the locker with me." And this is like an 8-year-old kid. And I'm just 1 o'clock in the morning too. I am bawling my eyes out, can't breathe. I'm like, I need to be a therapist. I want to be a therapist. Then I went into nursing.
Same thing.
Which is definitely
Similar.
very close because we do a lot of therapy. It is a part of nurse training. Not a lot, but it is part of it. We learn some techniques, but more and more as I get older, life coaching is what I want to do more than anything. I love talking to people about how they can feel and do better, but I'm not good at it either myself. So imposter syndrome sets in. So my moodiness comes a lot from that too. Broken things for me also. When we get to that, broken things. We all talk about how broken we are, but I bet you anything we can convince each other that we don't have a broken bone in our body or a broken idea in our mind.
Yeah.
It's all meant to be there. But yeah, I am so torn between war discussions. I think it's the worst thing ever. I don't think it'll ever stop. I think human beings are just way too bad for it. But Star Trek is where I want to be in our future. But I think war is terrible. But I also feel high respect for people who do become part of the military and do go to war and do protect the country. But at the same time, I'm like, well, we should be able to do this without all of this stuff. It's really crazy. Yeah. It's all right. I'm going to keep talking if you don't. Might carry them.
Next topic, moody people. Protecting your energy without being a jerk.
I'm a moody person. I admit it.
Moody. Why do some people's moods seem to completely change the atmosphere of a room?
I know why.
Why? Because they bitches be bitching. Them hoes be hoeing.
Yes, we are a perfect stranger. And I think people get into military for the right reasons. And whatever the reasons don't matter. But they do put their lives on the line, and I appreciate that. And I will always support the military, but I just wish it didn't happen in the first place. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I am. The good way to say that, Hulis, maybe is I'm anti-war, not anti-military. Maybe that's the way to say it. I don't know. So I'm gonna make a comment that it's probably gonna hurt some people's feelings. Maybe not us in this room, but people that will watch this eventually. Is not everybody is an empath, but everybody is empathic. I hear so many times people say, I'm an empath. No, you're not really. Maybe you are. I don't know. I'm not going to be judgmental too much on that. But what you really experience is empathy, which is a human emotion that we all have and we all need. It's an emotion and an action to me. Because we are designed to pick up on those things. When we are in a room, we need to be able to understand the mood of the room and pick up on other people's moodiness or behavior or the atmosphere. We're all good at that. So even if I'm not an empath, I'm still gonna, when I come to it, I feel it. I might change along with it too. You feel that, and we can develop that. I do believe we can develop our empathy and really grow into those things and be able to read a room better. But I think there's a lot of non-verbal cues. There's probably pheromones we haven't discovered yet. There's all kinds of things that work when I'm in a room and I can feel the temperature of the room.
Yeah, and kind of like, oh God, she's different than she was yesterday, or what's going on with her. You can or him, you can feel it.
Yep. So
kind of maybe when not to bring up something.
So when many people have empathy, there's not true empaths or a true empath person really absorbs all of the energy in the room, and it's this mode of just soaking everything in, and they have to have very special practices to kind of protect themselves on the side. But I've always considered myself an empath growing up, and now as an adult, I'm a little bit less I don't go around and say like I'm an empath, because to me it's like nursing. Being an empath is a calling. It's something that you do in service. It's not just being empathetic. It's being able to use the energy, rework the energy, and put it back out. That's an empath, not just somebody that can't handle a big room because of all the emotional energy, because we all can do that. We all can pull that in, you know. That is so true, Ben, too. We're trying to kill our own empathy, so if you notice it in yourself, you think you're special. Yeah, we are all empathetic. Some of us are better at reading cues than others, and some of us maybe didn't pay attention to it, but I think all of us can grow it better. But that's why I think the mood changes in a room. I think we all can feel it. We all can practice it because we all are empathetic, and have a desire to be able to read that room. It's a human strategy of safety and security.
Can we be too sensitive to other people sometimes? Too sensitive to other people's energy and maybe take things the wrong way?
So I wouldn't say that that's too empathetic or being too open to people's energy, because what matters is how you respond to it, I think. But yes, we can allow people to affect us, but here's the cool skill, right? The skill part of it is learning to read the room, be empathetic, be sympathetic, and give somebody some of your energy while still protecting and maintaining yourself. That is how a true empath works. They grow that skill of being able to turn it back into the life coaching skill, or turn it back into nursing, or turn it back into action for that person. You see it, like there's some, and I'm not that good at it. I'm not the most empathetic person when it comes to being an empath. But I have seen nurses that, oh my God, I'm just like, being with you makes me feel amazing just because of who you are. The Dying for Sex episode with that lady talking about hospice is like, holy shit, that is empath. Because she is just excited about the dying process of the human body and how it works. And it's just like, oh my God, this is insane.
And how can we pause ourselves and say, hey, wait a minute, to keep, if it's negative or whatever, them from rubbing off on us? Like, this is their thing. This is their energy, not mine.
Empathy doesn't mean we have to absorb somebody else's emotional state. Empaths absorb it and can return it. In my opinion, I'm not the expert on that, but are we sometimes too sensitive to other people? I like this right here. Emotional contagion versus energetic sensitivity. I think we all could and should develop our energetic sensitivity. But emotional contagion is also a part of that too. I love these two phrases. I've never heard them before. So I'm kind of developing my thought process as we talk. So what would emotional contagion be? I come home, I'm home in a good mood reading a book. You had a shitty day, you walk in the door and say, fucking this bullshit, this shit's crazy. The emotional contagion would be that I just get, well, you know what, if you're not going to say hi to me, fuck you, you asshole, and get in an argument.
Because then the contagion, like in dance, is where somebody does something and it kind of goes off to the next one like that. Every move affects the other.
It spreads.
Yeah. Contagion. Like, yeah.
So you can be energetically sensitive to emotionally contagious emotions, but then learn the skill of how to apply that, use it, and not let it become your response.
Beating, yeah.
Simon Sinek has this whole conversation about how do you prove that your spouse loves you? And people have a really hard time answering that question. They're like, it's just because I know they do. It's like, no. But what do they do? And one of the things that he says they do, he says, and I don't do this very well, he says, it's the day when when your wife comes home, opens the door and says, I've had a really shitty day, and your amazing day just melts away, and you say, well, tell me about your day. How can I make it better? You let it go. That's how you know somebody loves you. So it's all of these examples of actions. And he it's a really good video. I would recommend him to anybody. But for work-related stuff, he's fucking phenomenal. But he charges $200,000 to do.
Who was that?
Speaking, Simon Sinek.
Wow.
Yeah, he's probably the number one in the world as far as leadership, development. It's fucking amazing.
Wow.
But yeah. Perfect Stranger, some ways to see if you're an empath. So to me, what changes or what's different, and I think Mama Dragon is going to be a really good resource on this conversation, is you have a very quick and immediate sensitivity to like I can walk into a building that one of our communities, and I immediately can tell you if this is going to be a good visit or not based on how the atmosphere feels. So you feel an atmosphere. And I like atmosphere instead of environment, because atmosphere includes everything that you can and can't see. Environment's usually things that are physically present. So the atmosphere of it you feel this like, holy crap, this place has an energy, or this person has an energy, and you can feel it. And then if you feel it very easily and it comes naturally and you feel good about it, not necessarily bad, but feel good about it, then you learn how to separate it and push it back and say, hey, I am an empath. And when as an empath, it doesn't mean I'm just super sensitive. It means I have cultivated this skill of being able to read the room and provide it back to you in a way that's beneficial without taking it on. To me, is a huge part of empathy, or being an empath. And these two phrases here, emotional contagion, an empath would feel it, they would spread to them, and they'd be able to put it in the allowance box that we talked about and be like, okay, I feel this room is extremely tense. And their first question or their first thought isn't, whoa, this person's a bitch. It would be, holy crap, what's going on with her? How can I diffuse this and make this easier for her? And so you start formulating a thought in your brain. It's like, oh, let me try this. Let me do this. That's an empath. They really want to re-temp the room, right? If you're at 89 degrees and I'm at 30 degrees, they want to bring it to 72 for everybody. And that's kind of how I pictured it. And it's, I mean, I'll be honest, it's my thought, but it's also people, I've had friends explain it to me that way, and it's spoken to me very well. Trauma can bring empath traits in the way of reading others. Absolutely can. I will go as far to say as maybe some traumas are more significant objectively, but I think everybody has experienced types of trauma, whether they're big or small. And it is part of what helps us grow and gets to where we're trying to be. But we have to be better about not taking it on ourselves. And that's the contagion. When you change it to energetic sensitivity, you read the room and you can pass it through you back out to a place that's beneficial and matters.
What about what can we do as pagans, some pagan practices to separate ourselves or shield us from other people's energy?
Grounding.
Grounding
Shielding is my number one.
Put your bubble up.
Okay.
Down first. Yep.
Well, no.
Then put your bubble up.
So grounding, I love my grounding practice. I learned what my version of it now is part from Damien Eccles, and part from Joy. So I've mixed their two pieces together. His version of the fourfold lunar or solar breath, depending on what it is, with Joy's grounding is my grounding technique that always brings me back, and or mindfulness. And then I want to talk about shielding in detail, though. You take it on as your own. Yeah, and Perfect Stranger, that to me would be a sign of being an empath. It's now you got to figure out how to turn that over to feel it, but not let it change you. Putting words to it to cut the tension. If you speak the thing we all know, but no one says, yes, sir, that's the name of the wind, right? Once you have the name of something, you can control it. So words, we talk a lot about this. If I name it and say it out loud, it's real enough that I can kind of build it into life now. I can put it in the box when it has a name. I'm pissed off right now. Why am I pissed off? I'm pissed off because somebody treated me poorly. Put that pissed off in a box. Why are they treating me poorly? My blood pressure goes back down, my pulse goes back down, but I'm looking at this externally now and trying to figure out what it looks like. Mama Dragon, the trick is like a prism. Those feelings pass through you and come out the other side, changed into whatever is needed at the time. Abso-freaking-movely. I have a prism in my stone collection. We have a little group that we've called it, we don't talk about it much, called it the Eclectic Prism Society. And that is basically what I've pretty much named my personal practice. And it's all based on the prism, because the prism can take white light into colors and colors back into white light, and there's a bazillion other colors that we just can't see that are part of that prism.
EPS.
But grounding, I love grounding.
Shit, baby.
I do the tree ant kind of grounding, where you I start with and chakra. So I start with the center heart, the green heart center, and I go straight down into the earth and pull up energy. Then I come back up to the center, I go to the universe, and then back down to the center, and then it spreads from there. That's how I bring mind and body, which is the top three chakras, or mind, top three chakras, body, bottom three chakras, heart in the center to pull it all together. And that's how I ground before ritual. Where are you going? Oh, okay. So that's how I do my grounding. If I'm in a real bad spot at work and I'm with a lot of people, I might excuse myself to the bathroom and do a mindfulness practice. And I've shared this before where I look at the wall and I find textures and colors and I describe them and explain them, and I do it with sounds just to get my mind back onto what's right in front of me, because a lot of times I feel like my eyes went out of focus and things are just bleh, and that mindfulness will pull me right back into center and be like, okay, here I am, I'm back.
It's cold.
But I love that. Learning to be like a prism. I can't think of a better way to say that. Are you sick? It's
Well,
hot in here.
I'm chilly.
Usually you're hot.
Thanks.
I struggle to let go of things that not good for me, so other feelings can fall in. Yes, this is that conversation I had about the cup. There's a cup full of water, and if you both have your cups and they're full, and I try to give you, make that cup be the behavior or the feeling or the empathy, and I try to give you more of my stuff, your cup's going to run over and mine's going to go dry. So we need to take a little bit out of your cup first, make space for that feeling to come in, and so we can do that through practices ourselves. Before I do shielding, and you guys share your grounding techniques, what do you think about shielding? I have a very specific process for this.
Kind of remember this, like the bubble up thing, which I haven't done in a while, but protective bubble.
Yes.
It's really cool. Like you imagine like a white light or a bubble covering your body and protecting you, and it's kind of neat. For sure, psychologically it helps.
Yeah, I like shielding. I do call it bubbling because it's cute to me and it makes me feel better. But the way I practice shielding, because you have to be careful with shielding, and you put it up, and I did not use it last night because sometimes when you use shielding, you can block out the people you want to be in. Mm-hmm. And I had people all over, so I'm like, I couldn't use my shielding last night. It wouldn't have been effective for what I was doing. But it does help. When I'm playing video games, a lot of times I'll shield, and people will leave you alone because they can read it from you. They can read it.
Cool.
Sometimes they don't recognize it at first and feel it, and they'll look at you, oh, you need to be alone for a minute. But a recommended practice for shielding. Find a ritual. There's actually online rituals too for this, but I like very simple. The daily brew of wisdom. Hello.
Hey,
hi, Melissa.
Good morning, Melissa.
Is it the Melissa we know?
Hey.
I think it is the way it's spelled.
It looks like the Melissa we know.
We know.
We know.
We hope so.
We KNOW.
And if not, it's also good too. If you're not.
And if it's not the one we know,
it's still good.
Welcome. Melissa.
So yeah. There's a ritual practice, right? And it's a super cool practice. You can find many different versions of it where you learn to put up your bubble and you practice over time putting up your bubble, and do a 30-minute ritual first, and then you 20 minutes and 15 minutes, and you start attaching one of your favorite internal words for it. My favorite word in the world is embers.
Embers.
So I picture. Don't make fun of my word.
I'm not.
Being nice.
I'm saying the word. I'm trying to be nice to you.
Embers is my word. And I use it for a lot of things, and I combine it with different flicks or feelings in myself, right? So for example, if I need to shield up, I usually will have my hand, I'll tap my leg, and I'll think embers in my head, and I feel this ember of red bubble circling around me, and that is my thing. And so the point is you do the longer rituals, and then you shorten them, and you assign a key phrase or a word or an action, so that when you're out in a weird space and you feel all of a sudden you need to do it, you just embers under your breath or in your mind, and your bubble goes up, people don't even notice, and you have that extra protection energetically. And the more and more you use it and view it, the more it really works. I think a lot of people feel like that is a very hokey practice for some reason, but I am telling you, it works.
Yeah.
Not only does it keep people from coming into your bubble too much, and then when they do, it gives you the fortitude to be like, please step away. I'm in my bubble for a minute. Thank you. Back it up.
No, it's puppets.
But yes, Melissa, thank you for stopping in. We love you, miss you. We need to go back up. We've been talking about going back up again more often. We just are really bad at it.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Need to see you guys.
Museum.
Which, by the way, our friend wanted to go to a UU and or Cups thing with us at some point too.
Oh, cool. Which one?
D. The first read I did, second read maybe. Blonde hair, dresses really nice at the Cava bar, married to a guy with a mohawk.
Oh, cool. I like D.
Yeah, of course you do. Perfect stranger. I have 2 dragons that create mirror sphere around me to reflect what is not meant for me and to cause harm to the rest though. Yes, it's a combo of air dragon and the black flame. That is too cool. I love it. I do, and I know it sounds hokey too, but I love return to sender spells and spells with rubber jars and rubber balls, like bouncy balls. I'll put bouncy balls in a jar, and to me, the best shielding pops off what isn't for you and lets through what is. But I don't wish harm on people. But I do wish that they get their own medicine if they're pushing it out in a way to teach them. So I, like you say, if they're not talking ill of me, I don't wish ill on them. But when they say ill things out their mouth, I want them to feel it.
Yeah, and
That's a fair exchange to me.
Yeah.
Which is that's one of the reasons I don't believe in the Wiccan Rede so much. You don't have to do good. If you do inherently bad things, I don't think it negatively necessarily comes back to you, because there are times when it needs to be that way. We're not one-trick ponies. Ben's most effective shielding is the blank method, center, and then stare at a thing till my mind shifts and my eyes blur a bit. Then once I know how it feels, I nurture. Ooh, I like that. I've used something similar for mindfulness. So when I get to like up in the air, to bring myself back down a little bit without having time to do a full grounding, I'll do that staring thing, and it's the same thing. Pictures, remember they had like all the wavy lines, and it just looked like a wavy lines, but if you let your eyes unblur, you could see like Jurassic Park, for example, or some crazy 3D picture that it kind of shows to you. That's what I picture. And so when I look at these, like the inside of a bathroom door, funny enough, a bathroom stall, if you let your eyes go out of focus in it, it's super cool.
What about a bathroom stall?
I know it sounds weird, but you stare at if I'm at work and I'm overstressed, the only safe space I have is the bathroom. So that's where I will go in, and yeah, I'll sit on the toilet, gross as it is, and I'll look at the sink, or I'll run the water lightly, and I'll just hear the drops or something to re-mindfulness me. But now, doing what you're doing as shielding seems really cool. Like, then once you do that, then I can maybe center, let it blur out, and then bring it back in, depending on what I'm trying to do. I think that is really cool. I still do a candle flame. Perfect stranger. I'd say 80 to 90% of my meditation is either with my crystal ball with a flame behind it or an actual flame. When I travel, I have a little miniature, miniature altar. It's about this big, little bag that I keep full of stuff. And man, I have a little micro Damascus knife that's that big with a mother of pearl handle. And I get that thing out, and I will stare into that flame. I did my rededication to Carnunos a couple years ago, and man, that meditation on the flame, I was out. Out.
Oh, wow.
Words are spells. We know that.
Yeah, you're literally saying what you want.
Yeah. I like that. I might try that in altering the practice that I do for different purposes. Which, by the way, another really cool thing you can do. Speaking to those of you that maybe don't do as much on the occult side, you find one thing that helps you with mindfulness. You can develop that into a grounding practice. Develop that into an empathetic practice, and you can use that to grow and just have different like add-ons, kind of like a conlang. Right? I have this mindfulness practice, but if I want to make it meditative, I add this. If I'm having severe stress, I add this to the end of it, so you can modify it a bit for what you need. I love that.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm a little scared of all that stuff now after my experience with ketamine the other weekend.
Ketamine's great medicine.
I had to take a break.
You do.
I did too much.
So,
Thank you, Paranormal. Please do. Yes. You know what I forgot to do? Shit. I'm sorry, guys. I promised like months ago that I was going to start doing a mini recap after our show using AI. And I forgot. Well, it's too late now, but I'm going to start it just in case, and we'll do what we have. Huh. That sucks. I wish I would have remembered. But anyway, I'm hyper. It's great.
Hmm.
What's next?
Why does everything break at once? You fix one thing and suddenly three more things go sideways. Why does it seem like appliances, cars, electronics, relationships, and schedules all malfunction simultaneously?
I have an answer.
Is it probability or are our brains noticing patterns?
Our brains are noticing patterns. It is also probability, I think, but it is also something else. To me, it's the cycle of life.
Cycle
The
of
circle of life.
It's Mercury. Ooh, that's a pretty name. Our next chi will be named Mercury.
I do like the name Mercury.
Cute.
One of my favorite, and I say use superlatives too much. It's a thing. I need to stop doing so much. A YouTuber, a Facebooker that I like. Her name is Mercury Stardust. Just the energy and vibe from Mercury Stardust is phenomenal. She's a trans, like, do-it-yourselfer, home repair fixer.
Trans.
She is amazing. I love her. You should check her out, Mercury Stardust. If you want to learn how to do stuff at the house, she teaches you. I now know how to repair our hole in the wall out in the garage, which I need to do. But yeah, so I learned so much from her. But her name's Mercury Stardust, and I love that. I think that's a beautiful name. I like the name Mercury.
They like it.
Mercury Stardust. Should check her out. Yeah, yeah, she's great. I've been watching her for years. And you get a little. It's like serious. Okay, I'm gonna say this. Maybe not quite as toxically positive as Bob Ross is, but she is our current day Bob Ross of home repair. I would.
She's wonderful.
You get a little bit of.
knows her.
You get a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of something. So, Mercury Stardust, check her out, please. That's going on the list to follow up.
Speaking of Mercury, Mercury retrograde gets blamed for everything, but is Mercury retrograde getting framed?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah, a little bit maybe sometimes.
Mercury retrograde is framed all the time because we know Mercury doesn't actually go retrograde. It's still going forward. It just appears to be retrograding because of its spiral motion in the sky. I sounded really smart there.
Butterfly in the sky. You can go twice as high. A way to grow. Things to know. Reading rainbow.
I don't know what that means in your notes. The spiritual idea of transition creating temporary chaos.
So what was I thinking?
You skipped it. Anybody, what are your thoughts? Like, I want to say this phrase. I don't know what it means. It's in his notes. He forgot. The spiritual idea of transition creating temporary chaos. So I'm fine with chaos. I'm learning how to deal with chaos better lately because I think chaos is order. I do believe that chaos magic's super cool. Would really love to learn more about it. I've read a few books. But anyway, if we're just talking about like the chaos of life, time and transition will create chaos. But we can plan it better. We can use some of our knowledge to make transitions easier by being supportive and supporting ourselves.
Ooh. Transition creating temporary chaos. What was I thinking?
If there's any thoughts on that, please share them. I'm not sure.
I think what I was writing about is like literal transitions. Like for me going to a new job, do changes upset things, which they do upset. It doesn't have to be chaos necessarily, but chaos meaning it's the unknown, things going on. If you make a change, it's not always.
The one thing you learn about chaos magic is that everything is a pattern, including chaos.
Oh.
So the more chaos there is, the more chance you have of settling on the end. The way you think about it is you think about like the sine wave of sound. You start adding in more sounds, it gets chaotic. And then when you get them all, you have a tone. And everything just reverberates together. And that is where those things connect. But yeah, transitions definitely need some spiritual impressioning.
Had a thought, instead of asking why is everything going wrong, try asking what is this disruption asking me to pay attention to. That's it. It's easy to fall in that, oh my god, everything's happened. Really one more thing and then one more thing happens. Maybe we should ask, what are these things telling me, showing me, wanting me to pay attention to?
Yeah. You know, the thing, when it comes to astrology, my understanding is so basic. I actually used to teach a course at the Sacred Mists on beginner astrology and how to really look at things initially, but it was really more focused on the signs, right? I want to get deeper, but it is so fucking intense. You have to be a smart fucking person.
Mm.
It is crazy.
Way to grow.
Mama Dragon. I do want to talk about you when we're doing the next prepping. Hair in my mouth. The next prepping meeting. But I wonder, maybe even your friend would be willing to. Somebody, spend some time, talking about it. Maybe we can even bring somebody on. But I would love to get more thoughts about that. Maybe that can be one of our little subgroups. If somebody wants to head up a little committee on astrology or something, we can create a space for it, because I would love to learn more about that. Kind of, we have the books, we have the Mending Guild, which we keep fucking missing. The book club, which I want to give it a new name because it's not just books.
The learning
Maybe we do.
channel.
Maybe we can do something on astrology too, if somebody's interested in kind of heading that. But it is so tough.
Oh.
I still have my class. Yeah. I mean, even if you just if it's willing to just, let's join in and have a conversation at some point on Discord. It doesn't have to be on a show or anything. I don't care about that. But I would love to get some conversations going about astrology, so we can learn more about it. I just got to make sure I don't try to take on too many things again, because that's usually what happens.
Yeah, for sure.
Next Sunday.
Ooh.
All right. I shall be ready. I think, was it next Sunday that we were thinking we were going to go up to?
Yes.
So, depending on the time, we might be driving, but yeah, we'll participate. We're going to go head up to, I think, Sarasota, Bradenton area. But I would love to talk more about astrology as its own topic. Sorry, I know I got way off there. But did you ask that yet?
Why is everything going all wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Instead, ask why is everything going all wrong. I did bring it up. What is this disruption asking me to pay attention to? I've been trying to do that later. Week after, okay.
Yeah, we're good any weekend. It's just whenever. So we'll just need to put it on our calendar, or we won't remember. So we'll mark it. So we need to mark the date for this Sunday after next.
I will.
To meet up. Yep. Okay. Perfect.
Let me put it on the phone. That says.
Oh, John Dee. I have read a lot of John Dee's books, and I'll be honest, I have a really hard time understanding them, as you can imagine. I kind of say like I was a really smart person. I've lost a lot of that. My memory has gotten significantly worse. So I have a lot of trouble with comprehension a little bit lately, depending on the style of the read. And John Dee was one that I used to really understand, and as I got older, I have trouble now. So I have to figure that out. I have a couple of his books back here too. But yeah, so how do you notice the pattern of something, right, that happens? Everything is going wrong. My life's falling apart. It's like, wait a minute. What is being cut? So think of our swords in the tarot. And pull out your Ace of Swords. What does the ace need to cut?
The 22nd. It would be, right? Yeah.
Or the 23rd, so Saturday or Sunday.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it matters to me which Saturday or Sunday, but... Which reminds me, I want to get a massage next weekend. When everything is falling apart around us, we have to try to switch that mindset of, okay, it does still suck, but we always make it through it. We always do. Or, of all the things that are happening, what do I need to cut out of my life? What needs to be cut? There's where I was headed with the Ace of Swords, right? That get out the swords energy, which swords are all about trimming, cutting, moving, reducing, allowing things to flourish by the reduction of other things, the opportunities that we have, the thoughts that we have, the mindset that we carry. All of that is swords. And we pull that tarot energy in as a thought on how we are going to kind of adjust our response to when everything's falling apart. I've had that recently. I feel like just multiple things in a row where it's fine. It's like, wait a minute. maybe these 3 things that are falling are because I haven't been paying the right attention to them, or because I need to cut them. They don't serve me anymore, and they're falling apart because they need to go away. You know?
Yes.
I think that's fair.
All right. To go forward, you were all talking about these things this past week, or a few days.
Yeah.
I went back to the 3rd of August to see what you guys were talking about.
By the way, these topics came out of Rook reviewing the chat, finally.
Yep. So I need to start responding in real time now, but I have been pulling the topics from which I were talking about in the tavern, but I will try to start responding better. What about Mondays? Maybe to comment about Mondays. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. Well, they don't have to. Like, since I got into healthcare, Fridays have turned into my Mondays, because in healthcare, for me, Fridays,
Everything happens on Friday.
Everything happens, and people tell you about shit they've known about for 2 or 3 days at 4 o'clock. Talk about thinking everything happens at once. That's Fridays for me at work. The water pipe burst. There's an emergency that somebody knew about. Oh my god. It's annoying. So I don't mind Mondays. But in the normal world, people talk about Mondays and yada yada yada. Could it be that for me personally, we need to change our mindset to look forward to the beginning of the week and all the possibilities it has? Not just that it's going to be hectic and busy. I know I've tried to do that a little bit.
I'll be honest, I'm really bad at that. Like, I'm one that does this. Like, I do the happy hump day stuff, and I've been trying to stop it. Because no, it's not hump day. We shouldn't be racing to the end of the week. We have to figure a way to enjoy it as we're going. Mondays suck for me because they're often travel days, so I'm leaving, and yeah, and that bothers me.
Just need a piece of bread up with this.
Okay, I got it. I get my baby. Hello, mama.
I don't know why I'm so cold.
Hello, mama. Hi. Your breath tinky.
Yeah.
Get tinky breath. So yeah, and I do too. Perfect Stranger. Rainy, misty. Oh, so freaking awesome. Yeah. The one thing that I want to do more than anything that I need to get done is I need to go out and do a dance in the rain session. I haven't done one in a long time, and I think that is on my list of things to do. I love foggy, misty days. I love fog. There was a dance off in the chat. That's hilarious. I love it. I'm going to have to catch up. Where was it at? Which one? The tavern or somewhere else? The baby. He'll come back, I promise. You can lay with me. Huh? She keeps turning her head all the way back. Probably thinks you're getting her food. Little. Yeah, all that. Like, it's one of the things that I don't like about being down here in Florida. It is often in the summer, it's just too hot to exist outside. So it's just so bad. Yeah, it's just bad. I love walking in the forest, but I love the crispness of it. So for us, that's like December, January, February is the only time we get that weather that's got this like crispness to it. Down here it sucks, but it's also one of the good things about traveling, so that's the positive side. Yes, oh, I agree. We did a whole ritual when the pool cage had fallen down, like after Hurricane Ian. We did a whole ritual out there, with around the pool and everything too. That's a core memory for me. But yes, the day of the rain, I remember that, and I think was it Lynn? Lynn was with us. There's a couple people. That was awesome. But yeah, it is so freaking hot. Like even when it's not hot, it's hot. Right now we have some relief. It's been like 70 to 80 in the morning. It's getting up to 91, but it's been a little bit drier, which has been really kind of nice. Hey Squeaky, welcome. So yes, I think it is going to be beneficial for all of us to try to look at changing our feelings about Mondays. That's the mystery here. Um, the feeling of allowing Mondays to be the reset. It's a new possibilities. It's new things happening. It's um, we talked about this before, a Sunday night ritual. Rook and I we said we were going to do it. We never did, but I think we're going to actually make that happen today. We're going to write a little Sunday night ritual of something maybe similar or akin to like a cord cutting, but not for people or places, just for time. So we're starting afresh. During our sleep, we'll have that cord cut and we'll move on to something new and great. Repetition, intention, and action, ways to make that work and to push through it. And with a challenge for the week, catching yourself complaining about Monday and deliberately replace the thought. That's step one, which is step one from anything, right? It's learning how to identify the feeling before it happens. I just made a connection to my own nervous system. So when I'm incredibly stressed, I get this run through feeling. It's almost like the you know how when you're nauseous and you have that metallic taste in your mouth and your glands start producing extra stuff. That is to protect your esophagus from vomit and from the bile that's about to come back up. That's what that's for. So yes, you should swallow when your mouth is making all those extra metallic thingies, because that protects your esophagus from burn, which is why that happens. But anyway, that feeling is kind of what I feel, but it's in my whole body when I get stressed, and it's a very I didn't used to be able to find it, but now I know exactly where it is, and I feel that one thing. I'm like, oh shit. So I stop, I can walk away, I do my mindfulness, my grounding, and things come right back, and I get to this really good point, and I feel confident again, and I feel back in control. But it's the same feeling I get with restless leg when I can't sleep. So I'm wondering how this is vagal nerve stimulation. Maybe it's the vagus nerve practices I need to start trying at night to help with my sleep. Huh. Cool beans. Yeah, and paranormal, that's exactly what we're talking about though, right? I don't hate my job. I love it. I really enjoy what I do. I do hate traveling, and I hate being in the airport. I'm just tired of traveling. And honestly, I'm tired of being in planes. So that's kind of where I get like, oh, it's Monday again. Screw Monday. It's been a really busy Monday. So I'm going to start trying to change that mindset and stop saying, Monday is a bad day or a rough day or I hate travel. And it's just, Monday's a Monday. I've made the choice to do this, and I'm going to do it.
It's a great day to start off a good week.
Maybe it's the same thing for you with, it's your first day back to work and feeling that anxiety. Maybe a Sunday night ritual to reframe Monday would help. You always say, look, I may not like what I'm doing, but I can at least like what I'm doing while I'm doing it, right?
And maybe you need to figure out, do you need to do something else? Because I've had jobs like that where it was my boss or whatever, and I dreaded it, and I was like, oh. Well, so I think we need to look at, do I need to do something else or be somewhere else? Or should I try to modify my mindset about it? And if you can modify your mindset about it and find positive things to get you excited to go to work instead of dreaded on Mondays, then that's good. But if not, you might want to gradually start. If it's not something you can change within yourself, you're the way you're thinking about it, you might need to start looking for just something different, a different place to work.
Let's see if we can make time today to write a little ritual for Sunday night separation. Ooh, that's the ritual. Sunday night separation. And we'll share it once we get it put together.
Makes me happy. Be happy and dance for Mondays. Just be like dancing, think about where you're going Monday.
I think it should involve fire.
Yeah. And like me, even though I don't know what's going to happen over the next 30 days, if I'll be allowed to work them, I'm going to be excited because you know what? I'm going to a new place soon, one that I'm familiar with, a company that I really did mostly love.
You just need to stop growing so fast.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to stop growing. That's what he told me. So we're going to need seniors. So he told me that. Yeah. But yeah, I agree with you. And then a boss that I had a misunderstand. He did something that was not cool, but
That wasn't a misunderstanding.
I think nor should he have said it or done it, but I not a,
Hey! Sorry.
but it was definitely the company's culture that he was into. But
That was
You know
not
what?
nice, Tina.
Tina,
She just tore the crap out of Draco.
come here, Drake. You okay, Bubba?
You got too close to her bed.
Come here, Drake.
Sorry, I had to yell. Scared me. Hope it didn't break anybody's ears.
I'll get you a little bit, Bubba. That's my.
Thought it
buddy.
was Finn going after the big girls because he usually gets on the big girls.
Yeah, he's really mean to them.
He is. So you remember friction is life? Yes. There's a whole theory around friction. If what you're doing has no friction, then is it even valuable? We do this, or we talk a lot about this in the coaching books that I've read about how there needs to be friction. If there's no friction, it's just like in games. Like there has to be some challenge to your mind or to the story or to your coordination, right? And that friction is a really great way to look at it. Pain is a great teacher, but you know, it doesn't have to be painful. Friction can just be slight discomfort. Another YouTube channel, if you guys haven't checked it out, Seek Discomfort. I have the shirt. I have a flag from them too.
I had a personal example recently of seeking discomfort
Love it.
lesson. It was so cool. So I don't know. I think I said I was running for a local political office in a healthcare advocacy group, and it was one that I had to give up a current secure position and seat to have to do it. But sometimes you have got to do that. You've got to face like the likelihood that you won't win, and you've got to really experience that. Not just say, "Oh, it's okay if I don't win," but you know what?
Mm-hmm.
When it actually happens, it's not really okay at first. You know, you want to win, but I did a contested race, you know, purposefully. And that experience of having something to lose and being very likely that it could lose, and afterwards, how do you regroup and what do you focus on and what do you learn from that experience? I think it's wonderful. I learned how to do a sportsmanly contested race. Contested does not mean contentious, and there's something to be said for that. I learned a lot just to go through that experience. That when I do in the future win, it's going to mean so much more, because putting yourself out there and being uncomfortable is a great experience. I'll just say that.
Yeah. And the Seek Discomfort is the same group that does Yes Theory. And the idea we all talk about with seeking discomfort is allowing to have a little bit of that friction to grow us. You know, it's very interesting. I'll tell you guys something that's very, very freeing for me. Like when I was a young kid, I used to paint my nails and get picked on a lot, so I refused to ever do it again. So repainting my nails as an adult, I don't know what it did, but it really connected me back to my kidness, my inner child that we talked about last week. And it has become one of my favorite things to do, right? And I am slightly, but not at all, worried about wearing it at work. I'm like, I really don't give a fuck. But something so simple has kind of reverted me back to this idea that I can make these connections and I can work through these things and adjust who we are and be present with who we are. And that little bit of discomfort is a story. So if people ask me like, "Oh, you paint your nails?" I'm like, "Yeah, I have a story. Do you want to hear it?" And I'll explain why and what I enjoy about it. It is very zen too, like actually doing it. I do my toes, but I'm too fat to get down there. Hurts.
So do we talk about
Yep.
the challenge?
Yep.
All right. So we're
What planet am I from?
what
Where did this
planet
come
I'm from? It was in the chat talking about. I don't remember the exact context, but so okay, we're gonna turn it on to what planet am I from? Time for a pondering Pagan's Embers circle rabbit hole.
I like rabbit holes.
Have you genuinely ever felt like you don't quite
You
belong
ever
here?
love somebody
I like that
much?
song by Kesha. I'm waiting for my spaceship to come rescue me. They're gonna rescue me. Remember how she doesn't feel like she doesn't belong here and she wants to leave here. There's too much hurt. There's too much this on Earth, but it's really cool. It's called
Yes.
Spaceship. I think that's the song.
10 million%.
I'm waiting on my
Be present. Be present.
To be
Yes.
present.
Me too, perfect stranger. Oh, when they did my hand though, I was a little bit mad about it. When they did this, they had to do it twice because it doesn't take very well, and it fucking hurt. But I'm glad I did it. Same thing with my chest, which, yeah, I mean this is you only see my fatness. My chest tattoo, I don't think anybody's ever seen it.
Ooh, I like it.
My green man.
Get me nasty here.
Sorry for the
Sorry for the nasty.
yeah, that'll get us kicked off.
What? Oh, showing
Touching.
nipples. Oh,
Touching.
really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should do OnlyFans just to show our tattoos.
No, you can show your tattoos. You just can't play around with people's nipples on screen.
I didn't touch nipples.
I know you didn't. I'm just saying
okay.
you can't do that.
Okay.
Jesus,
okay.
guys.
Let's see. Another.
But yes, doing this, the pain was a big part of the experience, and actually, I feel very proud getting that done. And the artist did such an amazing job. And I've had this for what, 6-7 years maybe.
Yeah.
Still one of my favorite tattoos ever. It's one of my favorites. But anyway, I don't get to show it off enough, so if I scared you guys, sorry about that. I need to go lay out more in the pool.
That was fun yesterday. Have you ever generally felt like you don't quite belong here?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I don't know if it's such. I wonder, like,
Let's be thunder.
I'd have to wonder that about like with different things like religions and stuff. I feel like I belong maybe in a different time. And even though that sounds weird because people were less progressive and stuff, I don't know. I think I would enjoy parts of being in an earlier time where there wasn't so much connectiveness and all that, from like with things with the wireless and stuff like that. I don't know, simpler. I mean, of course, with advances, I don't know. I think more so in a different time, a different place. But what about you?
I would like to experience different times, but I do get feelings that I generally don't quite belong here. But what's different in my age now and my spiritual leanings is I think that's a good thing. It is true, and I don't think any of us quite belong here because I think this is a temporary stop. We have spent our souls and our energy, our consciousness has spent so much time elsewhere that this is just a tiny blip. So it feels like we don't belong here sometimes because we don't. We belong ethereal. We belong in that astral space, and we just come here to have the experience. So that shapes how I see the world, right? It shapes how I feel and look at things. It's okay, Bubby. I know there's some tunders.
Oh, that's whole perfect stranger. I've always been curious just to know what is the, not the purpose, but why do people like the blackout, like the completely black thing? I was always wondered. I love tattoos. I was just wondering what that is.
What I would love to see, I'd love to see a blackout tattoo when they do then go back over with the white or the dark, the black light responsive, and make design. It's so pretty.
It looks like it would freaking be difficult to get through to me. Like a blackout one, like, oh my god.
I mean, it's just heavy shading. Like that's almost a blackout.
Shading. Ah,
look at that one.
I'll be screaming.
Blackout.
Looks like it would be like most painful.
Yeah. I'm here to learn about. Oops, sorry.
I think I'd like to live in Hawaii.
Don't hit your head.
Or somewhere.
Don't hit your head.
I'd love to live in Hawaii or Guam for like period. I did live in Hawaii when I was like 9 and 10 years old, but at the time my mom got divorced. We went there. Hi, Mom, up here. But I didn't appreciate it because I was so far away from like my grandparents and family, and I think now I would just like love that to be somewhere like that. I've always been interested in Guam. I don't know why.
That is weird. I don't know much about Guam, but I've always been interested in going to other places to experience them, but I have some fears around that too. Perfect stranger, learning about feelings and how our minds work. So he came from the void to observe. I absolutely could feel that a little bit. Mine's a little different. I feel like we've come here to learn, but I also feel like my purpose now is more to help other people have a more accelerated movement for themselves. I feel for some reason that my soul is well grown but has some problems still, but is really designed now to start sharing and moving things along with other people. YOLO! Hello! Good morning.
YOLO, 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 YOLO.
I don't know
I don't
anything
even know
about
how
the.
to say this word.
That's
Pleiadian.
Pleiadian, Syrian, and Arcturian, and other starseed traditions.
Ooh, does anybody know about Pleiadian, Sarisha, Palladian,
You know who
Syrian,
would know a lot about
Arcturian,
those
and other starseed traditions? Dr. Alice.
unexplained possibilities?
Ooh, does anybody know about these starseed traditions?
And probably Dr. Alice, yes.
Arcturian, maybe we have to look it up a little bit real quick, just in
Yeah.
general.
Can you hold? Oh.
Come
Can you
here,
look it up?
Lapati. Oh. Yeah. Ooh.
She mad.
Okay, so do
All
I
right, I'll
just...
show you how to do it. So you hit escape. So we're gonna do some training. We're in a different setting.
Oh, shit. Shush! Lapati. Be quiet.
Don't suffocate her.
I'm not. I'm just trying to help her be safe.
Pram, you might want to lay down. We're gonna do a little bit of quick training. So in order to get here, you have to click anywhere and hit escape to get out of that view. And then we just open up back here. Now, if you want people to see it, I don't have that set up yet.
Okay.
So we're gonna do a quick search
For Phoenicia.
for these things that Rook is looking into.
Look
I
at
don't know
these.
a lot about them either. I've heard of all three of them, and I know the idea behind star seeds.
Descriptions of... How do you spell Phoenicia?
Start with Pleiadian, Pleiadian.
Tradition. Phoenicia.
Now, before we share that, you're going to go here, and you're going to look define starseed. I'm teaching them how I do stuff. And I know there's probably some conversations yet, but I can't see the chat, just so you guys know. So a starseed is a New Age belief concept describing a soul that originated from other planets, star systems, or higher dimensions before incarnating on Earth. 1000% believe this. I 100% believe this. I don't know if it's another planet. I think that there are different planets that we inhabit are different instances of us to learn from, and that we can go to different planets. And I think Earth is one of the hardest planets.
Ooh, I want to read them, learn a little bit about this stuff.
These books that I have, the Journey, the Untethered Soul, and the Journey of Souls, so all those talk about this a lot. I just didn't realize it was the same as Starseed. Now, a brief description of Pleiadian tradition.
Pleiadian, yep.
Spans modern New Age channeled lore and ancient global mythology. In contemporary spirituality, Pleiadians are viewed as benevolent, highly evolved humanoid extraterrestrials from Pleiades star cluster who guide human consciousness, while ancient cultures viewed the cluster as a sacred celestial origin point.
Okay.
So we're talking, this is definitely unexplained possibilities territory, I think.
Phoenicia, yeah.
So we have Pleiadian, Syrian,
Oh,
is one I've never heard. I've heard of Pleiadian, I've heard of Arcturian. So let's do Syrian. I'm sure it's just going to be from the Sirius cluster, probably.
If you meant cultural and social customs originating from the nation of Syria, oh, that's not it.
Nope.
Traditional Syrian culture. Oh, maybe we should put tradition, starseed, maybe?
Yeah, starseed.
I feel like nachos.
They believe their souls originate from the Sirius. So same thing, but the Sirius system. And so Arcturian is going to be from the Arcturian system. I'm
I
pretty
wonder
sure.
if there's a good overview text or something on this.
All right, there's a call to another book for us to add to our list, guys.
Arcturian.
And then we're going to catch up on chat. This is their souls from Arcturus, a bright star in the sky. So,
Yeah,
okay.
but what does that mean is? They don't tell what it means, but...
Yeah, but we're not going to do a whole research show.
Okay, well, it just tells us starseed, Shanisha,
No, we're going to catch up on
Oh, yeah.
chat and see what people are looking at.
Maybe people know. Is Melvin here? Squeaky, squeaky.
PW, you need to
Ooh, David.
you need to channel and call Unexplained in.
Oh, we got a lot to catch up on. Here's Lelusha.
Right here.
Oh, Tawana.
All right, perfect stranger, learning so I can use my knowledge and love I have in a way that would help others. I love that. That's really what I'm trying to do too, and I'm doing a shitty job some days. Boy, that negative self-talk comes out real quick, don't it?
Mm-hmm. I'm learning.
I'm doing better. I'm getting better at it. Better than I have been. That's the way I should have said that. You want a good example of starseed people? Look up David Icke.
Oh, let me put on here.
Okay.
Oh, we gotta look on here. David Icke.
So David Icke. We will look at David Icke up.
Melvin from the afterglow.
Perfect stranger feels more like a void dweller and less a starseed. So what is the void like?
Dr. Alice really felt I was connected to the star seeds and stuff. That's why she got me that tarot. I'm gonna look into it and see.
I mean, I don't necessarily know that I've called it or believed in starseed, but when I think about my belief system, I think there is a very high likelihood that the gods that people saw in the ancient world here are from other planets, or dimensions, or planes, whatever you want to call it. If everything in the universe is truly connected, then we are connected to all of it. There's no way. It's either all or nothing.
The cheesecake and lemonade. Yeah.
Hey, I'm fine with nuts sometimes. So you're saying, pronouncing it. How do you pronounce it? Is it Ike?
Oh,
Ike. Ike.
That's the game at.
Look at him kind of calling me out.
Call him.
He just tell me to shut up. I'm just kidding.
You just violated my right.
You just violated my right.
Oh, I thought
I'm
you
kidding.
told me to shut
Ike.
the fuck up.
Okay, Ike.
Oh, I thought you told him to shut the fuck up.
Stupid. Tabby, good morning.
I shouldn't joke. They don't know what that is from.
So I'm still getting used to the reverse scrolling in the Mac. It's throwing me off a little bit.
Reverse. One hop this time.
So I think if anybody has a reference or something other, we're gonna add David Ike to the list. We'll check out some crazy video. But if you have any recommendations on books or YouTube channels, to look at that.
Type of Magica. Oh, are we gonna look up Ike or no?
We
So you said
can.
click on the dick.
No, I did not. I said click on here, hit escape.
Click on here. Click.
Escape.
Oh, right here. Oh, escape.
Yep.
I thought you said click.
I did, but I clicked.
And then we go to the YouTubes back here.
Be careful you don't accidentally exit out.
Oh, let's see. Should I click over here?
Yeah, you're fine. You're in a good spot. I just was
right here.
I need to do a research on a lot of things. I'll be honest. There's so many things I want to know about, but
so much to learn. A lifetime of learning.
Then when I don't remember them, I get mad at myself for not remembering because I'm not using it constantly.
David Ike.
So I keep David Ike.
Ike. Okay, sorry. Okay, but what does it tell us about it? Oh,
I mean, you Google searched him, so.
60 profiles, books, biography, latest update. That's Amazon. That's not what I want. Oh. Let's see, who is this? What should I put on here? Info?
I would have looked in YouTube.
Oh. And I guess I'll catch the shit on YouTube. Let's see how to get to YouTube.
Oh, Jesus.
Heaven, you run around the shit and I can see it through the trees.
We're going to mark him for follow. We're not going to watch
we
it
can.
today. And we'll look through here. Why do you just instead of starting to look through stuff? You think it should be... That is a significant issue in my mind of people with wanting immediate and perfect responses to everything that they say and do. When something comes up and you're looking for it, you have to do a little bit of work. You're gonna have to look through it. You have to find information. No, it's annoying. It is annoyance.
A lot of books.
We're gonna go back to it.
We'll look at it. Yeah, later.
Yeah. The void can kind of be like space before it becomes something, a lot of raw and primalness. Do you feel conscious of the space you think in between? Because I do believe consciousness between worlds. And I believe that we can split our consciousness between more than one ethereal body. Like my soul might only be 60% part of this body, and 40% of it is still in the astral plane connecting, or more or less. And then David Ike, a lot of books out and brought lizard people to attention. Okay. We'll do some looking up on that too, but we'll do it separate. I don't want to keep our thing super long.
Could Ivy from another planet simply describe someone who experiences humanity differently? I think so. Yeah, it's basically saying kind of to me like, oh, well, I'm different, or I think differently. You know, I think people use it that way sometimes. And does the literal truth even matter if the idea helps someone explore who they are?
The literal truth matters, but it doesn't need to be the only thing.
Right. Yeah.
You can have literal truth, but also have subjective truth and other ways of looking at something. Two things can be true at once.
Two things can be true at once.
Two opposing things can be true at once.
Two opposing things can be true at once.
I think as long as we're clear and thoughtful, I think ideas that may or may not even be real are really still important. to explore who we are. All right.
All right. Now we're ready to move on to the 5th topic.
No.
No? Oh, what is it?
If you had to choose a planet or star system as your spiritual home, where would it be?
Oh, spiritual home? I think I would want to know more about the starseed traditions.
Yeah.
But I think it would be something like that.
If living on Mars becomes an option for me in my lifetime, I would want to go.
Ooh, Mars.
But I'd want to go with a group of people. I'd want to bring friends.
And no Republicans. I'm just kidding.
Stupid.
Just kidding. Lizard husband. Boy, she's on this list. Ooh, that must be some kind of smut thing.
I bet you it exists.
Lizard husband.
As a matter of fact, I can almost guarantee it without knowing.
I know what it is. She likes that tongue. The split fork tongue of a lizard. The lizards.
So moving on to number 5. I actually bought and need to find. I bought some kids' pagan books. They're really cute. I just don't know where I put them.
So this is a topic that we don't have experience with, but many of you would because
And
you
we talked about
mentioned
before.
here. A lot of you mentioned in the chat. Well, it was mentioned in the chat from
Again, yeah, no, I get you.
August 3rd to now. Teaching kids about paganism and the occult. When is it appropriate to introduce children to the spiritual practices, just in general?
Whenever the hell it happens.
Any feedback there? And teaching curiosity rather than certainty.
Curiosity is my current lifelong growth pattern. It is my soul work at the moment is reframing myself to get into curiosity. That to me, it's just so important because, leading with curiosity in general is just a better management style. It's a better life choice. It makes things less stressful because I'm not angry or judging. I'm curious about it. I want to know more. And I'll be honest, a lot of times when I'm sitting and talking with people, and I practiced this last night, I'm just so emotionally beat. I'm like, I just want this to be over. I just want this to be over because I'm so stressed out. I appreciate you being on target and supporting my conversation.
I am.
So sitting at, yes, exactly, perfect stranger. So sitting across from people last night, I just was really curious, and I remember their names and I remember their stories of the people I did reads for last night, and it was just, it's a different for me. Usually I'm just like, I'm done, move on. But that curiosity was really nice. We'd stop putting it up like that so I can see.
Sorry. I was trying to
Don't do it again.
See it better.
Don't do it again. How is this better when it's curled away from me and I can't see? Huh? How?
Honk honk.
How? Didn't I say don't do that on the screen?
Oh. Abuse.
But yes, the opposite.
Abusadoro.
The opposite of how the religious normally do it. Yep, 100%. Just like we said, certainty. I don't know how much certainty is even real. Nature cycle, seasons, moon phases, mythology. Those are really great starting points. The sun and the moon, really, really cool. The story of the Holly King and the Oak King. Those myths are really cool. I love the folklore and mythology around these things, around anything occult, even if it's not my story. They all have really good value, and I love the idea of giving kids options. Say, hey, look, do you like, how do you feel about the mythology of the Norse or the Welsh or the general pagan or the German? And they kind of look at the difference and kind of understanding, what is behind it. And paranormal, I think that's an important point, but I think while you may be accurate, your kids, that they won't understand paganism, I bet you they are learning things about paganism and processes that they're picking up from you, like, how kindness is a part of the practice, whether they can say it's paganism or not, or, being thoughtful about the world around us, being energetically exposed. All of those things are part of paganism, even if we don't teach exact paganism. Some of the books that I got are for 2 and 3-year-olds, and it doesn't say, here's paganism. But it says, the sun, it's bright. It represents the fullness of life and the giving of life. And the moon can be bright or dark, and it represents the reflections of life. And it gives those, and it just does it really well. I definitely am a fan of the Norse folklore myself. Okay.
Alrighty. Tarot is storytelling and reflection rather than fortune telling. That's kind of cool.
That's literally my explanation last night during every tarot read. I tell people I'm not sure how much I mean, I believe in a lot of things behind divination, but I don't necessarily believe the tarot is fully a divination tool. It is much more about storytelling and reflecting. And yes, I believe that I am connecting to you when I'm reading. I'm pinging that mirror ball. We are connecting. The universe is connected that way. But you're the one that's interpreting the cards. You're getting and needing to understand what is being seen in front of you. I just help get it started. So I always tell people to take a picture of it and go back to it later and think about what you see in the card and what it's telling you to do. So yes, tarot is 100% storytelling to me, in reflection, and it is true connection, but not necessarily divination of the future, because I believe in free will just too much. What do you think about it?
Oh, teaching. Ouch.
What do you think about
Tarot as story. So I think that's really neat to say.
What do you feel about your tarot practice, though?
As in,
As in that statement.
tarot as storytelling, reflection rather than fortune telling. Yeah, I feel like literally when the cards up, you are trying to tell a story. And I also think that like the person already knows kind of those things that come up, and it helps them put the story together. When seeing them, somebody else pull them. Something like for me, if you pull cards for me versus just me, there's a neat connection that I have when I pull cards. And I can be like, oh, okay, that's true. But like when somebody else does, you kind of present a story in a different way. That's how I kind of see it. It's helpful to me. But you haven't pulled cards for me in a while, and I need you to, please.
You don't ask.
Thank you. Like some pulled today. Thanks.
Can be both. Depends on the reader and the person listening. I think absolutely 100%. I can get behind that. Let's see. Ben Jova. Don't know how, but doubt is important. I'm unsure of what part in the game it plays, but I'm sure it plays a part. I am sure of my unsureness. That's a very excellent insight that a lot of people sometimes miss. That if we are sure about our unsureness, we know what we don't know. We are aware of where we have missing spaces. Maybe we feel them, maybe we don't. But we have that feeling of process. We have that feeling of being aware, and that awareness of ourselves is huge. I've got a couple Alan Watts. I have Alan Watts' The Book back here I'm going to read soon.
Ooh.
It's just called The Book.
And what does he write about?
I don't remember.
What topics? Okay.
I have so many. I'm trying to get this Hermes book done, but it's kicking my butt. Ooh.
All right.
Ooh, I like that. Teaching children about different religions and paths, not just our own.
Yes.
And avoiding fear-based teaching.
Avoiding fear-based
Paganism
teaching.
is really good about avoiding fear-based teaching. I think that's really, really big. Thoughts?
Oh, I think that's important because there's too much of the fear-based teaching, and like where I grew up in Christianity and Southern Baptist, so I would hope that we don't do that. Like, and I think we have to be careful of that, because some of the stories, honestly, are can be kind of scary. Paganism stories. So, like, how do we present them? You know what I mean?
The story of Ymir at the beginning of the the spark from I always get them backwards. The fire and the ice lands across the Gununga Gap. Was it oh, it just flew out of my head. But I remember the gap. It's called Gununga Gap. The great gap between the ice world and the fire world. The spark happens, and that's where life starts. And then you have Ymir and his cow, who become the land and the rivers. It's a very neat story. I enjoy the stories of that. We used to read them at night, remember? We stopped.
We did, and we should. We must. We shall. We really should.
When I believe something too much, it's a good time to ask or question it. Yeah, that's really big. Agreed. Dogma doesn't work for me at all. That actually came up in my reads twice last night about the Hierophant and its representation of dogmatic teachings and dogmatic practices, and the need to not be in them because it stifles our ability to grow and be human and be spiritual beings.
Yes. And like for kids, do you guys let them kind of make their own minds up, like their autonomy, not like or do you try to guide them to your paths?
I would love to think that if I had kids, I would want to give them options and let them say what feels right. I would not want to direct them to my path.
So how do you all share your paths or spiritual traditions with children without telling them what they are required to believe? Like, does anybody have an example of how maybe you have brought up your kids, maybe Mama Dragon or Squeaky Silence, Furry Rage, or Parent which I already told us she's not yet.
Yeah, I don't have kids either, but I have seen people that teach their kids, and what I find is because the parents are pagan, they probably will teach things or they do things that are pagan, right? So the children are going to pick up on those practices, but then having actual conversations with them about, if these things feel right and good to you, that's important. But if they don't, then you need to have conversations and have that content and have that process. Really hootless.
Ah! They would be required to say 500 Hail Marys every
That's
night.
hilarious.
Wow.
So maybe not have, kids saying, maybe not. So that's a lot of Hail Marys.
Woo! All right. Nobody's really putting much left on that. So should we move on to number
Remember,
6?
there's quite a delay.
Oh, is there? Okay, we'll wait. Little kitty kitty meow meow meow.
I do think that it's important. Like people are going to get and pull into things. Like I was in Christianity because my parents were, and that's how they did stuff. And so those things became ingrained in me. But then when I was able to have my own choice, it was great. And I wish people would have their own choice more. I really think that that's an important thing. Yep, I agree with that too. The direction away from organized religion, because I think organized religion is very dangerous. So that, I think I would probably push a little bit of, I don't even know if I didn't mention it. I'd be like, let's go straight to, you have choice and you need to be able to do what feels right. And maybe if it's organized religion, then fine. But I don't think that would be where I would push. Yes, blind teaching never leads to the results hoped for. And if it does, it's temporary. In my experience. Yep. All right, what's Lionsgate?
What is the Lionsgate? Well, we celebrated it yesterday. Is it actually the day, the 8th? Is that
so?
The typical day?
Lionsgate generally runs from late July, like July 27th to 30th, depending on who you ask, and runs through August 13th, 14th, 15th. And it's really related to the position of the star Sirius when the sun is in Leo, and the symbolism of 8-8 as numbers being infinity, right? So that's what the idea is. But the 8-8 is considered the strongest day of manifestation and action.
Okay.
So it is a manifest time. We are in full Leo. We are making, doing, fighting, pulling apart, action, work. The energy is chaotic and hyper and crazy around this time. But we are ready to manifest. That is what Lionsgate is all about. So yesterday's reads were all in discussing that kind of manifestation. Bubby, I've got to move my arm. It hurts after a while. I'm sorry, Bubby.
All right. I put a note. Modern spiritual traditions describe the Lionsgate period. Like you said, it's an energetic alignment involving Sirius, the sun in Leo, and the symbolism of 8-8.
Sorry, my arm's
hurting. The number 8 is often associated with abundance, power, balance, and infinity.
I can't hold you that long that way, Bubby. I've hurt my arm.
Now, what is Sirius? Is this a star
Sirius is
thing?
a star.
Sirius has a much older history of spiritual and calendrical importance, particularly in ancient Egypt. Huh, I'd like to know more about that, maybe. Sirius and spiritual importance in ancient Egypt.
Can't get your manies out for the boys. Huh? Yes, sir. Pictures or it didn't happen. Oh, you can't see it. I'll show when I get in there. Bubby, I can't hold you in my arm. This dog, look at him. Look how sweet he is. It's
I just
thundering.
have nails. I don't have that.
It's thundering outside, so they can't see that.
No, Tiffany.
They can't see it.
Oh.
The top right is what's live.
Oh. I don't have any. I just bite my nails.
Bubby,
Penny wants to come to me. Do you want to come to me?
Oh, Bubba, I'm sorry. He hates the thunder. But I can't hold you in my arm like that. It hurts.
Lassie, come to me, Lassie. Vin.
Where were we?
We're talking
Lionsgate
about
Portal.
Sirius, and it had spiritual experience in ancient Egypt. The modern I found this. A modern 8-8 Lionsgate Portal is largely a New Age esoteric framework rather than one universally recognized ancient occult event. Okay, so this is New Age. So this is just something new. I wonder, was there an older?
I would love to hear about that Perfect Stranger. The more about Thoth. Thoth. I don't know how to say it right, but he's scared. He's a bubby. I hate when he's upset.
Ma doesn't care, does she, about the thunder?
Not
really.
A little bit, not too
Come on,
much.
petite.
But so they're really like when Lionsgate, it's considered a portal time. It's really good for like just getting together. A lot of vendor fairs and things happen, like the one I did yesterday, which was super cool. But there's a lot of that stuff where we just kind of engage. And to cut your nail, Bubby.
My name is Poochie.
Look, he's got 1 foot on me. Weird.
You're a weird dog.
He's standing on 3 feet and he has 1 foot on my stomach.
You're doggy.
But yeah, so I mean, we meditate, we do divination, journaling, but journaling is good all the time. Manifestation is the biggest part of it. It's, you know, aligning your needs and thoughts and then manifesting things, because this is considered one of those times where there's a lot of connection, and you know, that infinity symbol is very important in symbolism, as being a reminder of all things connected, but also all things continually come back to themselves. Yeah, the Thoth deck to me is, I have a copy of one, but it's intense. It's not something that I read with much. All right, Bubby. I'm sorry, but you gotta stay down here.
It's okay, my petite.
You can sit down, though. Yeah, put your butt down. You're such a tall boy. Put your butt down, dude. You'll be more comfortable, I promise. Nope, you get down. I'm sorry. He mad at me.
Look at my lotion.
Red circle. All right. Don't really do divination. Yeah, I mean, you know, I do some pendulum work, and some people do really believe the cards are divinatory, and maybe there's some truth to that, but it's different for me. But anyway, discuss the difference between historical occult tradition and modern evolving spiritual practice. I think that's too intense for this conversation. Why is this recording? But
Ooh.
I think we can go into our closing circle.
Yes, one thing we're taking with us. What is one thought, belief, or energy you're choosing to carry into this week?
I am reframing my curiosity. I am going to be visiting communities of new people that are going to be brought into our company that don't know us at all, and they're afraid, and they've got a lot of transitions and a lot of things happening. So I'm going to lead this week in my interactions with them with curiosity to get to know them and let them know that there's somebody that is there on their side to help them through it. And I'm not going to carry the energy of I hate flying, I hate traveling. It's just, it's something I have to do, and I'm going to do it.
I am going to trust that everything is okay. Going into this week, I've given notice. I don't know if my boss is going to have me just end my 30-day notice early. I'm not worried. I have another job. My other one will allow me to start as soon as possible. So I'm not going to worry this week. I'm not going to try not to judge. You okay?
Always.
I'm going to try not to judge my former boss and try to guess or understand her actions. I never will. So I'm going to move in and work on closing things up, you know, and tightening things up as best I can before I leave, whether it's this week or I'm allowed to work out the 30-day notice. What I think we could do, I'd like to invite everybody to a Monday reframe challenge. When the automatic it's Monday appears, consciously replace it with Monday hasn't happened yet. Something wonderful could happen. I like to say that and just try to think of, oh my gosh, it's Monday. There's so many. This is a clean slate this week. Even things we're carrying in from last week, we have a new start to them, a new outlook, and see how we can try to be a little bit more positive about Mondays. And then I would say, are we going to do any cards today? Yeah. Before we go into the cards, I would like to remind everybody to keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep pondering.
So I'm definitely doing cards today.
Oh, my little Moesha.
I need this to write the names on it because we don't have a way to do it yet.
Oh, Shanisha.
Let's see what they're writing about. I don't really do it. They should go into the week as a fresh experience on my path. Whoop, whoop.
I love it.
Look at Panisha. Come on, Panisha. I need to take you in here, Shalasha. Come on, Laquan.
Yes, question. Replace I hate Monday with I hate Tuesday. That's funny. All right, Squeaky. Anybody want a card read? Please let me know. You'll get a general read unless you say otherwise. We'll just pull a card apiece. But yes, what's the question? I do like the idea of going into the week. They got a whole fresh just idea. All right, so we have squeaking. Perfect. Ben. Mama Dragon. Maeve, got you for a card. Perfect, perfect, Hootless. All right. I still have a hard time with this Mac and the scrolling. It's so weird. So if I have everybody, we have Squeaky, Bubby. We have Squeaky Silence, Perfect Stranger, Ben Jova, Mama Dragon, Maeve, Behulus. Sorry, I can't read my own writing. I was writing too fast. Maeve says Monday, expecting a response from your ex may not be pleasant despite trying to help with your daughter. It's really hard when what you're saying, doing, feeling, and the things you have to do are dependent upon others. You know, that's, to me, that can be really rough because you really don't have a choice to get away from it or get out of that box in some cases, right? So sometimes it's just all you got.
Hey,
all right, so let's get some transition. All right. We're going to work on our videos today. So after we're done here, we're hoping to get some of our video stuff together, take some, and get some output again, because we slacked off as we always do.
Yeah. I want to get some stuff going.
I don't even know what videos we have that are ready, to be honest.
Do we have some good?
I'm sure. So today, I'm using the Forgotten Realm. I do really enjoy this deck. It's a little bit darker. It was used only once yesterday. Sorry, you know me, I gotta try to block out this light. There we go. There's a little bit of a glare. It's funny how there's zero glare on this side, but how much glare actually shows through on this stuff. And then I'm gonna have to get a way to close that blind too. Our blinds are broken, and even with the blinds down, it still causes issues. I got that out to take to Ben and forgot. Not Jehovah, Ben. Not that you're not real Ben Jehovah, but a real Ben. I know Ben's not your name, so And I'm not saying you're not real.
Sounded like it to me.
Fuck off, ain't nobody like you.
Nobody likes me.
I hate how this thing turns itself off.
That's pretty, whatever it is.
It's a herb. See, it's electric herb heat.
Oh, nice.
It makes the sense. We get used to it too fast, but blinds are not blinding at all. I need new blinds for this whole entire house. You're not real, it's good.
Alright. Incromancy, monsters, and myth.
I think I remember your real name, but I forget. I'm not good with names, so I generally forget them, but I think I remember it.
It's me.
Of course, I could be way off, too.
This
Oh. What deck are you using?
Incromancy, monsters,
Ah,
and
so I
myth.
used that one last night. Did you get out of the box, or is it you have your own? You have your own copy of that, don't you?
This is my own right here.
I was just curious if I ever gave you one. I'm glad.
Maybe I should label it. There's no question. Oh, this doesn't really smoke very well, this one.
It's because the air conditioning is blowing.
Alright, who are we doing
Squeaky
first?
Silence is going to be
Squeaky
up
Silence,
first.
furry. Furry, squeaky silence rage.
Stop tapping the table.
I'm not.
You are.
Literally, I'm not.
I can see it and hear it. Is that anise? It smells like
smells
anise.
like it. It's this green fairy. It's like licorice or something, yeah.
It's different.
If it's bugging you, I'll turn it down.
Do you know the name Llewellyn, like as in the Llewellyn publisher? Is that what you're talking about?
Dan's making Thunderpuss today.
Oh, so we need to go there.
Well, eventually to get one. Well, I like it. I'd like to get one later, but...
Alright, Squeaky. Your first card from me is Five of Wands. This card has been coming up a lot lately for a lot of people, and what the Five of Wands says to us is a little bit of an opportunity, a little bit of a struggle, a little bit of a something that we have to work through. Generally speaking, the energy that's around us is going to be a little bit heavy. It's going to be a little bit pressing. It's going to feel tough. Maybe there's a tough situation happening right now. Could be financial or work related, but it also could be project related or just in your own self. But the Five of Wands generally speaks to having this difficulty of energy, this difficulty of or opportunity, I think is the better word, that you would want to work through. From the book, I want to just hit the highlight of the book because this is a really neat book too. And then they have different looks on it. You are surrounded by conflict, fighting, arguments, disagreements, and competition, or any one or all of those. This could be relationships, colleagues, sports, work. You might feel defensive, territorial, or irritated, but listen to others, make some peace, or just distance yourself from the drama. Accept competition as a way to improve without harboring negative feelings. I'm not getting competition from the card, even though that's what the book says. I'm getting some internal conflicts that are causing some kind of a little bit of concern. You know. Yeah.
Alright. And I pulled the Four of Wands with some beautiful merfolk, mermaids. And this is about balance, positivity, life with balance and gratitude. So maybe this comes along with that, with your challenge, with your Five of Wands. Because wands are... So I'm getting like a fulfilled passion, success, for things that are passion projects or purposeful to you. I love metallic pens. Huh. So I don't know. It's for me.
Here. All right. Squeaky.
Squeaky, it's got
Squeaky Silencio.
some pretty cards.
Let me just, I'm making sure. Okay. I wish I could find a better way to keep track of this, but anyway. All right. Yeah, a lot of sticks. You've got some wands going on there. The other thing we talk about is cycles, right, and trends. So if we're going from 5 to 4, that might mean some things are devolving a little bit for you, getting a little bit worse before they get better, or going in the wrong direction before they get better. Because even though the 5 might express more of a difficulty or opportunity than the other cards, you still have to go through it to get through the cycle.
To get you to balance, success, and shirtless mermaids with well-defined breasts and areolas.
Perfect Stranger here up next.
Perfect Stranger. Its cards are so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get the backflow incense out today. I feel like.
Okay. I want to read a little bit when we're done.
Yes, me too. I'm gonna read.
Plan what we're gonna do for our cards. I really want to take the motorcycle, but I don't think there's an opportunity to because of the rain.
I can't stand the rain. But, oh, who's next? Perfect Stranger.
Yeah.
Perfect Stranger. ERFECT. Stranger. That's the one that's getting the reading. It's out. It's out. Cauldron lit. It's out. Cool.
Sweet.
All right.
Both of these decks were on the list last
Beautiful.
night. Perfect Stranger, so
God, this is so beautiful. This almost looks like a Disney backing, doesn't it?
it does.
Kind of, but it's very pretty. Like a Disney villain's backing.
Mm-hmm. You have the Disney villains
It's
character.
way better. Do you like that deck?
It's okay. All right, perfect. Move my amethyst here out of the way. Amethysta. Amethysto. So Perfect Stranger. The Ace of Cups. I talk a lot about the aces all the time. They, to me, are the embodiment of the energy that they're in. So the cups is our emotional state and our flow. How we flow and move about things. And sometimes that flow can be interrupted. It can be free. It can be raging. It can be still. So the Ace of Cups brings in the idea that there is something that is in its beginning stages, in its infancy, that we're just starting to get going. And so a lot of times this feels like maybe there's a new idea or new thought and it's just forming, but it's not going anywhere yet. So the Ace is telling us, hey, it might be time to get this thing out and start looking at it and making it into something. The book says it's a time of new beginnings and new relationships, usually in terms of love, which causes feelings of happiness, positivity, and goodness of yourself, and it's a time of joy. I agree with all of that. I just, the Ace of Cups, for me, it's almost like it could fill in as a wild card for any part of the deck. So as you're working through the things you're working through, that energy of how things are flowing, pay attention to it. Make sure the things are flowing well together, and if they're not, stop and redirect the flow.
All right. And I pulled 9 of Wands, and I believe this is Cerberus. I'll have to look it up here in a minute. Cerberus. But to me, this 9 of Wands is showing, like, immediately comes to mind pictures, like, even, I'll say, in the old times where people were storming the gates with like pitchforks and weapons and torches, and then you've got this entity, this Cerberus, or Cerebus, however you say it. That's like he's got his one match, and it's like a single thing, but he's not even worried or looking at those other antagonists, because he is going to be strong and resilient through whatever it is. Let me see what the book says. Makes sense.
Just say it out loud.
Cerberus. Cerberus, the underworld's watchful guardian, stands resolute amid mist and firelit wands. Holding one wand firmly, Cerberus symbolizes unwavering strength and protective resolve. Behind him, 8 wands stand tall like sentinels, adorned with brilliant blue flames that illuminate the darkness. This represents resilience and unwavering strength in the face of final obstacles. Resilience, persistence, courage, boundaries, and grit. Okay. So basically, stand your ground, I get. Stand your ground and you will be successful. Successful. Ooh, I have a hymn tattooed on my arm. Who, Cerberus?
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, that's cool.
Babe, if you want to share it, share it. I'd love to see
Share
that.
it, share it, show it, show it.
All right, Ben Jehovah's going to be next.
Ben Jehovah, show the world. Shoot
Ben
that
Jehovah.
booty up, girl.
Ben Jehovah.
Ben Jehovah, show the world. You know that song? Shoot
Nope.
that booty up, girl. Boom, boom.
I do not. I don't listen to trash.
Feels to do with my drug recovery. Awesome. Oh, okay, cool. I love it. I love it. Ben Jehovah has heard it. I will in the Discord. Yeah.
Sweet.
We love tattoos. Tattoos take away the blues. Oh, that smells good like licorice.
My 8th grade math teacher had a crush on. His name was Ben Dover.
Oh, really?
Not kidding.
I bet you wanted
It was
to.
actually Ben Dover.
Did you tell him, Mr.
You know they
Bendover?
knew that when they named him.
Yeah. We are on who?
Ben
Eric?
Jehovah.
Oh, Ben Jehovah. All right.
Gosh.
What a name.
Listen.
Gag me with a spoon. Or something else. Okay, I gotta
You're gonna
focus.
get us demonetized.
I gotta focus.
By the way, we're not monetized yet, so it doesn't really matter.
I gotta focus. But I gotta practice for when we are.
All right, Ben, what do we got for Benja? Okay, we got the Five of Wands again. So we're going to pull a clarifier for this one because in the Five of Wands generally represents this idea that there's a struggle happening, there's things going on, there's difficulties in our way that we have to work through. And remember, we talk about the cycle from the Ace up to the 10. You can't really progress and skip stuff, so you've got to go through the difficult parts to get to the good parts. But there are some difficulties that are kind of hanging out right now in the area of either careers or things that were really important to us or critical components of our life and our story. To pull a clarifier, interestingly, to get another wand is interesting because I have
a
been
lot of
shuffling.
wands.
We have a lot of wands today, a lot of action, which makes sense in Lionsgate, right? Because it's all about manifestation and action.
The cutie.
But I probably would too, Ben, unfortunately. But yeah, so in the Knight of Wands. So the way I look at court cards, you've got your four courts, your Page, Knight, Queen, and King, and these are the easiest way I can explain it to somebody is like freshman, sophomore, junior, senior in college, right? So your Page is a freshman. They're excited. They're going to college. This is great. I'm going to meet so many people, but I'm also pensive and a little bit nervous, but still excited. The Knight is a little more stoic. Oh, I put it here behind me. I know everything. I'm going to do everything, but they don't have necessarily the experience. Once you get the experience, you move to the Queen or the King. So the Knight represents the need to gather some additional experience in something that you have the right info for, the right knowledge about, but it's now time to work that into what we're doing, make it an action, make it manifested, and then experience what that learning has to show you. And again, if we stay in the world of wands, we are talking about fire. We're talking about manifestation. We're talking about action. Often can be careers. Often can be just really anything that you are working on that is a passion project of yours. I do want to go ahead and read the book a little bit. These are short, so you can see what it says for the Knight of Wands in here, which is bring in some adventure, energetic and charming. You have a rebellious streak. Bring it in and use it and make things happen. You might be going traveling. You may make a free-spirited venture or move or make brave new business decisions. You are taking risks now that will pay off well. Also be careful that you may be hot-tempered and rushing into action at times. But the Knight of Wands does require us to have action. It does require us to go to the next step because if we don't ever apply what we're learning. And it becomes useless knowledge.
Oh. Sweet. I drew. This is such a cool looking hanged man, and so it's like a little bat, and it's at night. I've not seen a hanged man at night before, so it's immediately. And if you'll notice, the bat's eyes are open. I don't know if they're really blind, but to me that's symbolic that the bat's eyes are open even when it's night. And it's kind of telling me, okay, like maybe, often this symbolizes looking at differently, introspection. I think it's listening when it's quiet and still for for maybe an answer. Not necessarily just looking within, but that sometimes when everything's not going on, like at night, it's traditionally more quiet, like to listen and see what's picked up for guidance or introspection. So the book, a lot of these odd artists are from Ontario, Canada in this deck.
Yeah.
And it just says, Dracula, depicted hanging from the oak tree of wisdom in his winged form, pauses to gain perspective, awaiting daylight. His patient suspension represents introspection, pursuit of new understanding, and timeless nature of the journey. Circumspection, sacrifice, metamorphosis, and suspension.
Nice.
My name was Dover. It would be quite tempted to name
Sweet.
my
We need to
kid.
do an inventory of our tattoos at some point. Put them all in one place.
Post
That'd
my
be fun.
tattoos in Discord. Oh yes, sweet, sweet. Thank you, perfect stranger. That is the card I have tattooed. Hanged Man, that is.
Is it like a traditional, a Toth, a Rider Waite, or is it some other interpretation?
Well, that's cool. There's, we have Mama D.
Mama Dragon is up next.
Mama D, Mama D. Mama D's for me. I love Mama D. Mama D, Mama D.
I like this song. Staying on topic this time, too. Issues and love in all we do.
Rider Wave with skeletons. Sweet.
That's awesome. All right, Mama Dragon. Ping ping. Nine of Cups.
Cups and wands today.
Yeah. So the Nine of Cups is a really cool card. As you can see, this is a gentleman. I like in other imagery. This is a bartender who's serving the cups, and often all cups are upright. They're full, and it's a little bit of an abundance card. It's all my cups are full. I'm in a good spot. Things are feeling well. My emotional state is feeling confident and well and put together. A lot of times the Nine of Cups is saying, be happy with what you have. Be very aware that you are in a point where there is abundance, and be happy that you have what you have, because A, you've worked for it, but B, you've really done the work that it takes to get there. The book talks about wishes coming true, dreams are becoming reality, happiness, joy, and satisfaction and fulfillment are coming. You can accomplish anything you put your mind to. So yeah, same thing. You think about having these things are all ready for you. The 9 cups are full. They're gilded. I've got what I need, and things are in a good space. So the 9 of Cups really, really does speak to a positive outcome, and it's the card right before the 10, which, if you know tarot, the 10 of Cups we call the happy family card, right? They're walking off into the sunset together, and things are just good. And this is the feeling right before that. I've got it together. These things are coming together. There's been ups and downs, and we're kind of leveling out now.
All right, let me do this, and then I get to the bathroom real quick. I pulled the very awesome Page of Pentacles.
Came up a lot last night too.
Which is a leprechaun. All right, Page of Pentacles. So mundane things could be monetary work.
Very positive.
So for me, this looks like a successful, opportunity to manifest something, maybe work-wise or financially. But like his eyes, he's holding it. But to me, this is saying, with all the symbols here, the 4-leaf clover, whatever these cute little things are, the butterfly, that it's happy, but it's like from work. So not like a get rich scheme, not something fast. It could be a quicker manifestation, but this is telling me to be positive, work hard, and maybe not take a long time, but to specifically for me not to take shortcuts or take like a scam. If something sounds too good to be true, ignore it and do the work.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And it's very happy. I can go to the bathroom real quick. Be right back.
Okay. All right.
I hope you like that, man.
That gives you a little bit of insight. So, Mama Dragon, I feel like this is a really positive message. Like, it feels really good. Sorry, I'm mixing up my stuff here that I have burning. I have a couple of like some dragon's blood and some Hajari incense, along with carnation oil in my little burner right here, and it's just, ooh, it's hot. I really like it. So yeah, I hope that gives you some energy, some ideas and thoughts. Yeah, the deck Rook is using is a deck I used both of these last night. It's his own copy, but the Page of Pentacles comes up a lot last night in the reads I did. I think I did 7 paid reads and then two free on the house because people just didn't have money. But he came up at least 2 or 3 times. So did the Hanged Man. But as we say, like, we are in a period of manifestation, and aligning ourselves to what's going on around us is a really great way to help manifest stuff, right? And I think people can get confused sometimes about what we mean when we say manifest. Manifest doesn't mean we're making things appear. It means we are doing the work and aligning ourselves in ways that allow things to exist in our sphere the way we want them. Maeve, you're up next. As soon as Rook gets back, we'll move forward. We'll give him a second. I do like these cards. These are the Tattoo Tarot decks. So, the Incromancy deck, I should say, that the Weirding Society does every couple of years, where they get together and make a new tarot deck from all the different individuals. I know you can't read it there, but the Instagram for each artist is at the bottom of the cards, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I really enjoy those decks, the good ones. Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, to Mr. Maeve. This incense he's got here it's a fairy incense, but it is licorice flavored. It is just enough like star anise that it's not bothering me, but man, I'm not a fan of licorice. Not a fan. All right, Maeve. Hear him coming back. So as soon as he sits down, we'll be ready to roll here.
Grim's got the minutia.
8 of Cups. As you can imagine, what you're seeing in the 8 of Cups is a journey. So one of the things we do with the 8 of Cups is we really want to make sure that we are journeying in a way that matters to us, right? We are looking at... You're going to melt your cards if you keep doing that. I'm not giving you another deck.
Don't be mean.
Being honest. But anyway, so there is a need to walk away from something, to move away from something, and to journey. It doesn't necessarily even mean to like quit something or stop doing it, but for moments to walk away and go on a path that maybe is a little bit different for a moment. It's really important when it comes to our emotional state, our flow, have you, because you know the cups are all about how we're flowing. That sometimes we ebb out or we flow out of things and we flow back in them, and we know that because ebb and flow is a thing, that it's okay to flow out of something. You know, we don't have to worry about it like leaving us forever, because if it serves us, it'll come back. The book talks about walking away from situations and abandoning plans due to disappointment and reaching your limit. You have the strength and courage to move away from a situation that's no longer serving you. This is a good time for embarking on an adventure of self-discovery, introspection, and searching for deeper truths. So, again, we go back to this idea of walking away from things and allowing things to kind of step you into something that maybe is not the right time for you. Again, it's not a permanent thing. It doesn't mean leave it and never come back to it. It just means that we need to be aware of it, identify it, and maybe step away temporarily from it so that we can breathe and maybe rededicate some energy back to it later. 8 is the first card in how I trend them out of the ending of something. So you're moving towards the end of a system, a process, an idea. And the 8 of Cups also is important for resting or taking a break before we do our final thing, because that last push is what finishes the project, right? The 9 and the 10. But the 8 is kind of like, okay, now make sure you look back and fine tune what you need to fine tune and put everything into where it needs to go.
Right. So I pulled the repeats, so that means I had to do a clarifier. The Hanged Man, then I pulled to clarify the King of Pentacles, which is the Green Man. This is a very cool.
I love my Green Man.
Very cool card. So again, I feel like this is saying to kind of listen to things a little bit more carefully or closely, maybe without a lot of noise or talking or people or influence. And to do so, you've got a beautiful green man with a triple moon on his forehead, and it looks like mushrooms down at the bottom or the base.
Yup. them some fungi.
Some fungi. So I think through thought and consideration, this will lead to a very organized and successful work-related or monetary or mundane success of some sort, which looks really cool. Those are pretty good cards.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome. Into
I do love the style.
Yeah. And you got the 8 of Cups.
Yeah. That's
So
also a theme in manifestation, by the way, that we need to be able to recognize, and empathy, when we are at our limit as our own empathetic person, right?
Yeah, fucker.
Because a lot of times we forget that we have our own limits and we have our own things that we need to stop. So that protection bubble sometimes busts because it's us that we need to protect from.
Oh my god, paranormal. Woo! That's a lot. No worries. That's a lot.
I feel like it's stuck on the same song. Doesn't it sound like it? Over and over.
I don't know, or similar, maybe a couple songs. Maybe.
I'm gonna play some different songs in our ending today when we get there. Hootless is up next, by the way.
Hootless.
Is anybody we didn't do that would like a card, please let us know now. But we'll be ending right now with Hootless, and then we'll have our Vegas card that I'm gonna pull. We missed that a few times.
Sorry, baby Piper.
This is our second ace of the day. We've been doing a lot of aces.
No, baby, that's my book.
It's your book. So the Ace of Pentacles, what again, going back to the theory of aces, right? This embodies all of the energy of the pentacles of Earth. Earth is the thing that gives shape and gives stability to us. It gives us our finances. It gives us our tangibles. It gives us our home, our house, our nest. So when we talk about the Ace of Pentacles, we're talking about that energy coming into our lives, and that can manifest in many different ways. Is there something new coming along? Again, aces are really tied with new beginnings and new starts. So if we apply that and think about it in terms of Earth, is there a new physical project, a new investment, something new in the world of our home or our house that we want to kind of address or make sure that we're being a part of? When it comes to manifestation, it's about manifesting goals, achieving dreams. There could be a financial new beginning or even a career new beginning, depending on other items in here. But this could go not just the way of that, of like a new job. It could be new adjustments in your job or new things that are happening. As a clarifier, I pulled the 8 of Wands. So we're going to go back to the 8s. Again, 8s are kind of like the end of something, and it's initially a reminder to pause and look through and process things before we make significant changes. And the wands, again, are career related. So this feels very much related to something that you are doing that's either career work or work related of some sort. Work related doesn't mean job related specifically necessarily. It could, probably, but the idea here is as things are happening, there may be some new presentations or some new opportunities for you related to work. You really should consider them, but don't jump into it. Consider it first. Think about it. Is it the right thing? Is it the right time? And then proceed with caution. The book on the Eight of Wands. Let's see what the book says. Eight of Wands. Moving, rushing, progressing, taking off, and gaining momentum fast. This is excitement ahead. You may have some travel or something coming up, but you are ready to jump in. Feet first. So, being ready to jump in, but please pause before we do.
Okay, and then so I pulled 3 cards because the first 2 were repeats, and with repeats, I pull until I get a non-repeat to clarify, because I have shuffled them well. So I have the Hangman. Then I have the Four of Wands inverted, and then the Empress. So the Hangman again.
Empress. I love that Empress.
That Empress is pretty. So the Hangman, again, to me, this card, this energy for today is when it's quiet, kind of pay attention. Is there any, are you open to moving forward? Are you, stalling about a decision or an action consciously or unconsciously? The Four of Wands inverted. Could there be some like conflict with others, or you not agreeing with someone, but it's just more than that, just a disagreement? Is there some kind of conflict? Maybe your vibes just aren't matching at the moment.
Yeah, you got a knot back there.
And then the Empress, ultimately with the abundance, the fertility, the results of hard work, whether it could be thinking, resolving a conflict, moving forward and not stalling, resolving conflicts with others or disagreements. For that, I don't know, hope that makes sense. Do you see any way that this ties into yours at all? Hangman,
let me cut it.
Four of Wands inverted, and the Empress.
Oops. Sorry.
No, it's
layer
okay.
cards over.
I'm just saying, kind of using the mind to think, to pay attention to if there's inner conflicts to get to this point of, abundance, for whether it feels like a successful relationship or actually having things that are needed.
Well, the Eight of Wands fits very well into the Empress. They're very well connected because, again, we're talking about this, whatever the thing is that you're working on or doing. I hate using the word process. I use it too much. The concept, the atmosphere of whatever the cards are trying to tell you are focusing on the need to be ready, that you are ready, that there are some potential changes coming, but to get where you need to go, it's going to require us to pause, take a step back, look and make sure everything is lined up right, and then proceed. It's kind of like a pre-takeoff checklist. The Eight of Wands, anyway, is a pre-takeoff checklist. You have to do it every time, and it helps us make sure that everything's in row before we finish out through the 9 and the 10 of Wands, which is the culmination of a project. And the Empress is talking about that need for having the ability to really nurture something, right? It's definitely abundant, so we generally talk about the Empress being abundance, but there's a need for nurturing of an idea. The Hanged Man tells us to think about the idea from a different perspective. The Four of Wands is telling us to look at the perspective of what's around us and what is fueling our fire. In order to reach a period of abundance, you have to nurture that idea. At least that's my take on it. And then again, the Ace of Pentacles, this is all related to something new that's going about, talking about a new product, new idea, new thought, new system, new hobby, new something that brings you a lot of feeling of stability and connectedness.
Right.
All
Hope
right.
it's me.
I think that's everybody.
It's useful to you.
I'm gonna pull a Vegas nerve card here.
Vegas.
A Vegas nerve card.
Do you poos? You have to poos on it.
I don't post.
You don't poos? Ooh, look at this hierophant. I like her.
It's kind of like Kelly Clarkson and Kelly Osbourne together.
It does. Maybe that's why I like it, subconsciously or consciously.
All right. So we've got our Vegas nerve deck.
See which bit.
Do we want a vitality card,
Personality.
a connection card, or a calm card?
Vitality, connection, or calm. Thank you, Hootley.
Ooh. Any thoughts? I don't have a poll. Oh, I wonder if we can do a poll real quick. Let's see. See if I can do it right. Which type of... Let me see if I can do a poll, you guys. We have... Vitality. What is it? Vitality, calm. Connection. All right. There we go. I did it. So far, it's calm. All right, we'll go for like 30 seconds more. Looks like calm is probably winning. Calm. All right. Let's see what the end answer is. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. The winner is calm, followed by connection. So let's do a calm card. All right. So this is called Brow Harmony. The BL2, also known as Huanzhu, is an acupressure point near the inner corner of your eyebrows, close to the nose bridge. People often rub this area naturally when they're tired. Massaging BL2 or Huanzhu can trigger the cranial nerves responsible for muscle control in the face, helping you relax. So, we're going to practice this. I'm going to put this card here because the instructions are right there. If you can see it, it's probably too blurry, but I'm going to read it. Beginning with one side, find your BL2 located on the bony ridge at the inner end of the eyebrow. So for me, it's right here. You feel where the ridge kind of like dies off. Where your eyebrow, both sides. You're going to feel for both sides. Okay. This is the area that you massage. So you're going to use your index or middle finger to gently apply pressure or circular massage motions for 1 to 2 minutes while breathing deeply. A lot of times what I do when I'm stressed out is I'll put my head down and my hands kind of land like this. So my middle fingers end up on that ridge. So I'm going to do it that way. And you just kind of massage it. Take a deep breath in. And let it out while you're massaging. When you breathe in, if you like me, like the fourfold breath, you're going to breathe in. You're going to see that beautiful blue, green, swirling colors kind of coming in. And then when you breathe out, it's going to be these grays and blacks and letting all the gunk out. It does feel calming. I also feel like the actual inside of my nose is very calming too. Where did the master view go? So if you guys couldn't see, we're like pushing right here, like right there, taking those nice breaths in and breaths out. So next week we'll do a connection card. So you repeat it. You can do one side at a time. Do both sides, and hopefully that helps do some vagus nerve reset. This is the Kuanju or BL2 acupressure point, located at the corner of your eyebrow.
Oh, that's nice.
Not your inner eye canthus like you were doing, but your eyebrow.
I was doing it right here.
I don't trust you.
I was just clearing my eye, but I was doing it right here. Thank
So,
you. But thank you for observing me.
thank you again,
You care.
as always, for attending and hanging out with us this Sunday. Favorite part of the week by far.
Favorite part of the week.
By far.
Don't be a hoe. Don't be a
By
hoe.
far.
If you want to.
I'm hitting too many buttons, y'all. Just bear with me. That's too funny. But yeah, so we're gonna get queue up a couple of the songs that I haven't heard play today that I really like. And Hootless, thanks for letting us know. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Hulas. Have a good
Enjoy your
week.
time next week too.
Enjoy it. He's going to the Esperanto conference. Just kidding. I wish. I'd be jealous. I'd be going.
I swear. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and switch over. Thank you guys again so much. It's a great Sunday as always. We're gonna get our music playing here and love you to death.
Y'all have a great week. Thanks for hanging out. Paka, 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 paka.